What is up and what is going on, fellow Pantheon viewers? This is going to be a very big stream for us today. I think we have some pretty big topics. We've got what Rob Liefeld is his beef, everything going on with him and Kevin Feige and not being invited to the after party. We're also going to talk about the wokeness, or what the, again, we're inappropriately using that word, or incorrectly using that word, but the wokeness in Spider-Man, or the issues that Hudson, the voice actor of Spider-Man, might have had with the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show. We'll talk about who might win in July when it comes to Jurassic World, Superman, and the Fantastic Four. We'll also get into, what was the other thing there on our docket?
Well, July, the big July thing coming up.
Yes, the July deal. And then Nate Moore speaks. As I said, he is back and talking. So Nate Moore's speaking. And then, so of course, so is Bo. Yeah, Bo is speaking too. And we're also going to talk about, I don't know if anybody else watched the Hot Mic tonight, but Jeff Snyder doubled down on the recasting of Black Panther. And I'll say Black Panther, the recasting of Black Panther. So we'll get into all of that. But before we get into any of that, let's start with Chill. How have you been since we last spoke?
Bro, my blood is boiling, and it's all related to the topics that you brought up now. But how have I been? Pretty good. No complaints. Everything's chill. My camera's wiped down. I'm loving life.
That's good. Marcus, your camera wiped down as well?
Yeah, looking beautiful. If you've been looking at the cloud that was my stream here for the last 2 weeks, then voila. Yeah, no, that was a eureka moment. But I'm good.
They weren't here. They weren't here for the 5 minutes before the stream began.
They sure weren't. I was like,
why is my screen so ashy? Did you try wiping it? Hey, to any YouTube content creating people who use phones and make Snapchat videos, wipe your lens. You'll be surprised.
Wipe your lens. Oh my God, night and day. You would have thought that you went up a level in output. Like, sure.
You got an extra 2Ks of resolution just for wiping the lens. I should get a wipe me down for when someone sends a super chat. Like, get that ready. I'm not that good. It's coming.
You should get that one. But one thing we were talking about before we even got on here, because we're always talking behind the scenes before we come in here, was just Bo DeMayo's Twitter rant that he's on, replying to people randomly, or not randomly, but to certain topics and subjects, and giving his $3.65 on whatever that topic or subject may be. My issue that I was going to tell them I have with Bo is Bo always, he did this the last time, I think it was Blue brought up to him something about T'Challa, and he started speaking in this Da Vinci Code and trying to and I feel like on every post I'm seeing that he's talking on, he's speaking in code. Nigga, if you got something to say, just say it. If you have something to say, just say it. But all this speaking in code, talking about I was mistreated too, civil rights, this is brother, just say it.
Show them what you're talking about here. This is from Tina. She dreads me. Says, tell the Blade T while the people from Marvel are outing Kevin Feige. Where are the people from Blade? Right? He says they are intimidated as fuck. I was an example to be made out of what they'll do if you speak out. There's some very bad stuff that went on Blade that they are trying to keep quiet. Very bad. Talking about violation of civil rights. Do you know why they won't recast Black Panther as well? Literally everyone is ready to boycott the third movie if he's not recast. In 2020, I think it was too soon. Now, I don't know.
Okay.
I love how they can hide behind the regency of it all, like as if that excuses it, right? If I struggle with how people don't see the setup there. It's like we had to do something, right? But we're very emotional, right? We obviously can't go with the character. We have to do something with it. Well, do you have to make a movie? Like, do you have to turn a profit right now? Because the only thing that I am sure of in all of this, he say, she say, it was his decision not to recast the child. It was their decision. It was a 5-minute decision. It wasn't, you really didn't decide at all. No one actually thought about it. Ryan just told us what we were doing. The one thing that I know for sure is that y'all landed on a decision that was going to alter the franchise permanently. All right, that's what we know. That's where you landed on. So if that's the case, was maybe just putting the franchise on hold not an option? But see, people don't get the cash checks when we do that. If we put the franchise on hold and we grieve properly and we put ourselves in a better emotional state to make sound decisions, we're not getting paid while all of that healing is happening. See, there was healing, and then there was grief, and there was all these reasons why we can't, recast because of all of the emotion. But the emotion doesn't supersede the need to make a dollar, and that's what got this movie made. Not a love and infinity for Chadwick Boseman.
Well, he's saying it because of his quote from last year when he was pressed on this, and he goes, "Well, we put humanity before continuity."
Yeah, I guess.
From his perspective,
I guess. And you know what? I won't hold him to that standard because that's not his project, and he's not directly like it. I'm not holding him to a necessarily a Black Panther standard, other than the T'Challa thing, right? That was kind of mismatched to be T'Chaka. That was bullshit in the way you put it. But more so speaking to, cast crew, Nate Moore, Ryan Coogler, it's like we get to hide behind the idea that it was just too emotional to do something that everybody knew was right. But now here we stand with the results of it. And it's like, well, did we need to get that movie at all? Did it need to happen at all? If we were still sitting here in 2025, still waiting on Black Panther, yeah, we'd be Black Panther 2. We'd be disappointed. We'd be in so much of a better place as a fan base if we hadn't taken it the route that Wakanda Forever took it.
Bo is a habitual half-stepper. Say it or don't say it, but the if I only knew shit is whack. And if 2020 was too soon, they should have said that instead of no time will ever be the right time.
Right. That's what they gave off. It wasn't we were too emotional. And even at that point, again, who is greenlighting y'all to make these ultra emotional decisions? Who's saying, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, no, I understand. It's very sad. Let's decide what to do with this $1 billion franchise off of your emotions, off of your feels. Because that's what makes sense. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Okay, back to the Bo topic, which I guess is a topic today, Darius, thanks to you. He mentioned me also. So I was just giving a quote to the Collider Nate Moore interview. Guy tells me, I hear he was pushed out. Someone says, if he was pushed out, why is he returning for Black Panther 3? He, like me, knows where some pretty explosive bodies are buried, especially on Blade. Also, he and Coogler are close as Marvel has no other Black producers. He and Coogler are close as Marvel has no other Black producers. Yeah, apparently, according to Jeff Snyder, they're very close. Coogler looked out for him, got him a job. Bo DeMayo, man. Very active today.
So, a lot of this is, are we jumping into T'Challa first since we're talking T'Challa now? Or are we saving it?
T'Challa. It's the first thing on the title. T'Challa.
Okay. Well, a lot of this stuff, people were saying, going back and forth with, is Nate Moore going to, some people were saying, well, no, I don't think he's actually going to be producer on the film. He's just going to be listed as a producer and all and I get it. I understand everybody because, we don't want Nate Moore involved, as far as like, whatever, if he can just be a name on there, great, but he is going to be involved. And this is something I have been saying. I have been saying this stuff for quite some time, not because I don't want T'Challa recasted, not because I'm not on the same side of the fence as everybody else. It's simply because, as I always say when we have this discussion, I'm looking at this in real time. I'm looking at this in reality, and in reality, there was no way he was ever just going to be a name on it. He helped Ryan Coogler with the first film. He helped him with the second film. Of course, on his way out, he's going to help him with the third. And if like I've been saying, if he is going to, on his way out, help him with the third, he's going to give that last kick in the nuts to us T'Challa, the Black Son of T'Chaka fans. They are going to take that story that they started.
We've moved on to
yeah,
the Snyder.
We're here now.
Okay.
They're going to take that story and they are going to simply continue it. I don't know if the kid is going to be aged up from the multiversal stuff that they're doing with the Russos, if they're in contact with the Russos. At this point, I don't give a good goddamn. And the only reason I say that is because, like I said, and I've been saying this, I won't say I've been saying this, I recently said this. If it is indeed that child, when you have the opportunity with the multiverse to bring T'Challa, the son of T'Chaka, onto the screen.
You'll never see him again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I've been trying to prep everyone for this. I've been saying that Marvel doesn't give a good goddamn. They don't care. They started a story and they're going to finish that story.
Okay. So then with that, let's move. Now that we know that that's where we are, or for all intents and purposes, at least from the Scooperverse of things, that's where we stand. So that's
nothing is official from Marvel Studios.
Right, yeah, nothing's out of the horse's mouth, but
this
also
was official to me.
I feel like we were hanging on a hope and a prayer to as it was. And now if it's not just the source that we have a issue with the information, if we're getting it from the person that we previously thought was driving our narrative, then I mean that kind of chalks it up for me. What I would say is that if that's the case, then simply let them have it. There is really nothing other than what we did, taking the overall box office performance of and not we as in Pantheon, I mean as a viewing audience, taking the overall box office for Wakanda Forever, the lack of merchandising, lack of overall enthusiasm for the franchise, right? Before we did Wakanda Forever, Okoye, Denai Guerrero was on her way to getting a spinoff series. And we've heard nothing of that thing since Wakanda Forever. So again, if they have extrapolated all that data and came to the conclusion, we're going to go with the character that we created, much like Star Wars looked at what they had at Lucasfilm and said, we're going to go forth with Rey. Then we need to be like how Lucasfilm fans have been towards what they are offering them, and simply don't pick it up, don't talk about it, don't watch it, cancel your Disney Plus subscription if you feel so inclined, like the 700,000 people that did in January of this year, right? If they're looking at that head on and they say, it's our way or the highway to child it is, then let him have it, and then just continue to watch it slide, because I for the life of me don't understand in a consumer producer relationship however they are able to beat people into taking what they want to give them. I don't have to take what there is an infinite amount of content out here to talk about, and we will, at least here on this channel, we will talk about it, because I'm not beholden to you in the slop that you want to throw to me. And that's talking as just a comic book viewing fan. I haven't even gotten to the obviously offensive notion that casting a new actor to play an entirely different role is a recast, because I know words and I know that they have meaning and definition, and you just simply saying something to me is something doesn't make it so, right? A recast is one character being played by an actor, and then that same character being played by another actor. That is a recast. If they are going to shovel you, it's still a recast, kinda, and you feel so inclined to go down there and watch it, well, then you deserve what you're watching. Then you better be satisfied for what's already been proposed and just deal with it, I guess.
Joe said something in here. He asked, let me just play the damn video. I'm too depressed to talk.
Talk about this, Jeff. You are the co-host. Okay, go ahead.
I do want to back up.
Okay, go ahead. What's up?
Nate Moore came out, right?
Oh yeah, let's talk about it. Yes, there's the T'Challa situation. One of the producers on the Black Panther franchise, he said that T'Challa is not being recast, and don't believe everything you read on the internet. So, Jeff, take it away.
Okay. Well, T'Challa, he's playing semantics. T'Challa is being cast. It's
Okay.
T'Challa 2. Forgive me.
It's not semantics. You.
There's going to be a new Black Panther.
Oh my God! Listen,
You know, I go ahead, Marcus.
it's not semantics, right? The difference between me and my son is not semantics. I don't. This is why I don't. This and another story that we'll probably get into a little bit later is why I will never fully get on with the idea that some people just need to be, they need to be educated. Some people just need to know more information. Some people just need to be brought to given a different conclusion or different perspective. No, some people are just lacking in mental fortitude, or they're dishonest. Now, which is it for Jeff Snyder? Am I supposed to believe that he doesn't understand that a son is not his father? Or is it maybe I put my foot in my mouth with my initial scoop? I am not as deeply ingrained in these communities as I am supposed to be. And so now I'm hedging the same way My Time to Shine Hello was hedging on her predictions about the Fantastic Four Super Bowl premiere, right? For the trailer, right? They hedge. So he gets into it. He gets into a head-on-head battle with another scooper. He stands on business for about a week. And then as more and more scoops start coming out, now it's all of a sudden, no, he's playing semantics. No, T'Challa is a person. So if they're going with T'Challa and Nate Moore is saying, we're not recasting T'Challa, he's telling the truth. He's telling the truth. And you're the dipshit that ran with it because you believe that Bruce Wayne Jr. is Batman. And then if they were casting Bruce Wayne Jr., that would be recasting Bruce Wayne.
I'm not that mad at Jeff Snyder for not being in the know of this comic book world of what word to use.
I mean,
I'm mad at him for hedging. You didn't have to say it. You didn't have to. No. The same way we're talking about, you didn't have to make that movie if it was so emotional to you. If you don't know what you're talking about, you don't have to be first. If this is an area where you don't have any expertise, then maybe you're careful with your language. What you don't do is sit up here and play like, oh, I know what I'm talking about. Double down on it when people are pressing you on the quote unquote semantics that you're bringing up.
He's belittling the relevance of whether or not it's the son or it's the variant or it's that's what.
But I'm saying he's doing that
doubling.
purposefully because you don't need to know comic books to know that a father's not his son. Sure. You don't need to understand comic book lore to understand that somebody junior is not recasting the original. That's common sense.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not giving any more bail to any of these people. He wanted to ride a scoop. It got undercut by somebody else on the internet. He tried to save it. It didn't work. Now he's backing up like he never said what he said.
I really think he didn't care.
But see, this is why when in my debating before this has come out, because I know I have been on this obviously the same side of the fence of wanting T'Challa recasted, but I have also been in the same lane or a different lane of believing that it was never going to be T'Challa. It was always going to be the kid, and blah 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 blah.
The second, they got you saying it too. T'Challa the second.
Whenever I was debating that point, I would always say Jeff Scoop was. If you go back and you watch that original video, he says, I don't know if it's T'Challa, T'Child, and he was holding a Coke and he said T'Cola. He said, I just know they're putting T'Challa or they're recasting the Black Panther, male Black Panther. Go back and rewatch that original video. That is what he said. And I've always used that because I'm like, okay, and you take that juxtaposed to what My Time said, saying like, no, it's the kid. He really never said it's definitively T'Challa.
Yeah, he was inaccurate, and now he's talking nice about himself. He's hedging it just like Marcus said he is. Me and Darius aren't that mad at him. Marcus is mad at him. Let's keep because there's a lot more here, and he'll even get to something I agree with delegitimizing journalists and journalism. Like that's what Nate Moore was trying to do. Don't believe what you see on the internet type shit. Like don't do that. Anyways, back to them. Yeah, my mouse isn't working. There.
It's gonna be a young black guy.
No, I don't like that.
Yeah,
Bring
you
it back
see what I'm
here.
saying?
Okay.
Like, I'm supposed to believe that that's not purposeful.
T'Challa 2, the son. I mean, give me a fucking break. Black Panther's coming back. It's not gonna be fucking Shuri.
And he said it more than once, though.
Nate Moore is like, I love this too, where it's like, we're definitely not doing. That's not true. Never say never, but that's not true. Well, should I? Is it not true, or should I never say never? Right?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Let's have the conversation. Let's be fucking about this. This is one of pop culture's iconic characters.
Yes.
Preach.
In a terrible, tragic thing happened. The actor who played him is gone.
Yes.
Very sorry about that. Do we just put this fucking iconic character in a locker for the rest of our lives?
Yeah.
No,
We don't
so
see him
can
anymore
sell it for
because they cast a guy who died prematurely?
Yeah.
This is insane. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No. Now I understand maybe too soon, and maybe this is Black Panther 3. Look,
But
what
see,
we
they
already
don't
dealt
get
with in
it.
Black Panther.
He doesn't get it. Even in what he's saying right now, he doesn't get it. Like saying, like, are we just going to take this character and bury him and never, and put him on blah, blah, blah. But he's saying that in relation
As if that's not what
to
they're doing. As if that's not what's happening.
Right, but he's also saying that in relation to the kid. He's saying that like he's putting the kid in that position, like by saying like, oh, we're never gonna shelve, or they're gonna shelve him, never bring him back, blah 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 blah. But when he goes on later in the video, he's like, so they're bringing him back. He's saying that he's talking about the kid. He's saying basically the kid and T'Challa are the same, and they're not. So they still don't get it.
Worthy substitute. He talks about Toussaint coming in, getting older, being to the Black Panther. He views that as a suitable replacement. See,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Have T'Challa?
And it goes back to, again, I appreciate how Josh has been for the recast, but it goes back to even what Josh said. And I feel like that is the mindset of most people. If it's a male Black Panther, I don't care if it's T'Challa, son of T'Chaka, as long as it's a male Black, because that. Now, John, shout out to John, who did say we are talking about T'Challa, not T'Challa Jr. So. But again, before actually finish that, and then I'll give what I got to say.
To whatever, but it's just like Nate Moore. Do you even work there? Even anymore? You're the executive producer of Black Panther 3. You and the reason that you have that credit, by the way, is because Ryan would not come back,
right?
Unless you were.
Oh my God! Leave with him.
I had the same thoughts. It's slayers of a panther flock together.
I won't come back if he doesn't get a producer credit. I mean, I guess I get it. You know, he gave Ryan his first shot with Black Panther. That's a loyalty thing. I understand it. But dog, go with it. If it's that big a deal, both of y'all can go.
They won't allow that, though. Marvel themselves won't allow that. You have to remember, we talked about this. Remember, these folks talk about Ryan Coogler as if he is God's gift to directing when it comes to Marvel films. Remember, everybody was like, oh my God, Ryan Coogler would kill it with Secret Wars. Excuse me? So,
do you think that was them? Do you think that was them trying to test the waters of whether or not that would be, how it would go over with the general audience? Do you think that came from Disney? It was hella random. Yeah. It was hella random.
Very random. I don't even remember who it originally came from. This is very random. But no, what else does he say in that?
You were still going to be involved as the executive producer.
Right.
Nate Moore's entitled to say whatever he wants. I understand why he would want to correct it.
Yeah.
I understand if I got it wrong or if my source characterized it differently. But yeah, they're casting a young black guy as Black Panther, and they offered it to a young black guy.
Jesus H. Christ, listen to him. Yeah, so, they're casting a black as Black Panther. Duh. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's like his cousin, uncle, brother, nephew, grandpa. It's a black guy in the suit. So Black Panther. Duh. semantics.
There's some content creators with skin just as dark as yours, Marcus, who are saying the same thing.
Fam, we watching Jeff Snyder. I'm not about to use up some other
No, I agree.
idiots to explain Jeff Snyder away. Okay, we got Jeff Snyder on the screen. We're gonna talk about Jeff Snyder. If you want to pull up some other folks that look like me that are saying that, we can discuss them too.
Okay.
Well, with all that and what he said, like I said, this is one of the ones that I really, really, really did not want to be right about. Didn't want this to come to fruition. Again, it still hasn't come from Marvel's mouth, but it is pretty much set. So the question from here then goes to, then what do you do? Because as I've said, like, if it's not T'Challa,
No dollar.
you have the opportunity with the multiverse to bring in T'Challa. Now, if you still wanted to age up the kid and have T'Challa there, I was going to concede to that, but I needed T'Challa to be there. And the son of T'Chaka. I want to make that clear because we might have some people watching, whatever. The fact that you are not using the multiverse to bring in T'Challa, son of T'Chaka, and when you, and again, I also want to, boo to the fucking Russos as well. Boo to the Russos as well. You brought in this character first. So and then we always say that they were the ones that wrote him, did him perfectly better than Coogler did. And now we're sitting here talking about how the Russos are about to do Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. I've been saying, oh yeah, okay, well with the Russos doing it, they'll definitely bring in T'Challa because they da. Boo to you too.
We think the Russos are going with this because I thought Ryan wasn't talking to nobody. What happened? They going with the kid, or so? All right. Obviously, Marvel's on. They're rolling with Coogler for now on the whatever he's willing to do in terms of recasting that character. You think the Russos, Joe and Anthony?
I do. Jeff's original scoop was Avengers 5 and 6, Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars.
But he didn't confirm whether or not Black Panther was going to be in that. So you think that they're going to be the first ones to age up the child, and then Coogler's going to run with it?
I think so.
Okay.
Because, and the only reason I think that, again, if you go back to Jeff's original scoop, he said something, I don't remember it verbatim, but he said Avengers 5 and 6, and then he said, what was it, the follow-up with Black Panther 3? I would have to find the original deal.
For me, and that very may well be. For me, it's more likely if they're going the route of T'Challa, then it's more likely that they just let that stand. They let it ride until they get to it. At Black Panther 3, he doesn't show up in Doomsday or Secret Wars because it's too convoluted to do our quickly. Like, if you're telling me over maybe a 5-year span,
I don't think they're going to age him. I don't think it's going to be our 616 Toussaint. It is going to be.
But think about what you're saying, Darius.
We're going
to go to. Hold on. I'm listening.
I'm hearing you.
They're going to do what they want to do, but you got to get there, right? And so, if you're going to put up a filthy project just to make the narrative fit what you want it to be, I want everybody to know, right? Let's get ahead of that horse and let's talk about it, right? So we're going to go to another universe to find Toussaint. Is every other universe devoid of a T'Challa? Why are we going to another universe for an aged up Toussaint? Are there no other T'Challas in any other universe? You're telling me now you're going to canonize Toussaint to where he's the character that's in all the other universes, and there's only one T'Challa?
Yep, that Black
Panther. That's the story you're going to tell?
Needs to be attacked.
People are not going to buy that. They have not been making material for that. They haven't been writing books for that. No one showed up the last time that we fully supported this franchise for that. So if they believe that that's what's going to get it, that if all of it was just misogyny, we just want to see somebody with a penis in the suit, then go on ahead. Let them do what they do. But if you care about this character at all, they wouldn't see a penny from you. They wouldn't see a penny from you.
I agree
Yep,
with you,
and
and
that's-
I'm not gonna
Go ahead.
come to the conclusion of boycott, silence, apathy just yet. There is a time for that. And I don't want to make the decision while I'm in an emotional state right now because I just reacted to that an hour ago. Because, unlike Marvel, I don't do that. It's not going to take minutes. It's going to take weeks. And I'm going to think about, do I continue with my recast T'Challa advocacy? Or do I say, I will just not mention Black Panther? I will not mention Marvel again. Like, I have to decide what is the right thing to do. Currently, right now, if you ask me, I'll say,
That is the
it's
question.
not too late. You pondered on it yesterday, didn't you, Darius? It's the question.
That is the question.
My fandom, how long will it stand for, and how strong will it be? And because he said never say never, that goes, okay, wait. Okay, I can sit on it for another year. I can wait. I can still do more videos, do more tweeting, get more, because maybe it'll make the never say never into a, okay, we heard you. Toussaint is not the answer. We're going to go the proper way. That is the question.
That's cool. I am I'm gonna stick on the current track that we started the year on, or really ended the last year on, and find other things. Because here's the reality: whether or not we ever see T'Challa again in the MCU, it should have never come to this. It shouldn't have been this hard. We shouldn't have had to fight to get a mainstay character back on the screen like this. There's just no amount of justifying, and honestly, the farther and farther we get in between Chadwick Boseman's death and the present, it feels more and more like disrespect for them to invoke him as the reason to continue to hamper the franchise. The more results we have as to how this franchise is going without T'Challa, and the more that they offer him up as the reasoning to why we don't have him, it feels like disrespect. At one point, it felt like respect. It felt like mourning. It felt like, understandable emotion. Now it's getting to a level of disrespect, because while they can make a it's a different studio. Never mind. But it's just the optics. They're making a brand new Superman movie that's releasing in July, and we just released a documentary about Christopher Reeve's life. There's absolutely no conflict in between honoring the original and then promoting the new. But there's only one difference between those two franchises, other than the studio.
We all know, but see, we've all been preaching this for years and years and years. About as far as T'Challa recasting, and the things that we've been preaching have been, it's not that it was never about honoring Chadwick Boseman. It was never about honoring Chadwick Boseman. I've said it before.
Didn't mean to put that on there.
And I think that them being afraid, obviously, I think the things we've said before, them being afraid of what the Black Panther T'Challa represents. They didn't expect that 1.3 billion. They didn't expect that positive they didn't expect any of that. And I think, again, the things that we've said before, it scares them. It frightens them. A powerful Black king of his own uncolonized nation, smart as fuck, up there with Tony, up there with Reed, a part of the Illuminati, has his own galactic fucking all that shit. That it's frightening. It scares them because it invokes power. And in the day and age, and I'm sorry, in a day and this, especially in this time that we are living in currently in America, where they are trying to strip away all that power and what Black power and all that represents. Yeah, no, it's scary to them. It's scary.
Yeah,
so let's dumb it down.
You also know that they love money. They love money. And when they make a decision that messes the money up just to spite what feels like you, right? Let's just be honest. That's what most of this emotion is about. It feels like when we get these scoops about Black Panther, they're speaking directly to us, our demographic within the Marvel fandom. Whether you want to break it down like that or not, that's how it goes. If they're talking to Shang-Chi, they sure as hell ain't talking to me, right? So if that's the case and that's what you have for me, then I don't have to be there. I don't have to sit up there and keep calling for it. You know what I mean?
And I don't mean to cut you off, Marcus. I'm so sorry. I'm
No,
so
you good.
sorry. But see, this is the shit that I'm talking about. And I'm going to go in and say what I'm going to say. But this is the shit that I'm talking about. When you come in here and you're talking about we got TJ and we got Suri, please stop the crying. It's not that we're crying. It's that your ignorance is seeing this shit at surface level. You are looking at recast T'Challa at surface level. You're looking at it as, oh, it's being disrespectful to Chadwick Boseman. Oh, blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. We still got TJ, we got Suri. That's good enough. That is not what Stan Lee and Jack Kirby set out to do during the civil rights movement when they created this character, when they created T'Challa, son of T'Chaka. It was never about no damn TJ. It was never about no damn Suri. It was always about T'Challa, son of T'Chaka, and what he invokes, how he inspires representation, or not representation, how he inspires young black boys by being that representation. So when you come in here talking about shut up, stop the crying, we still got TJ and Suri, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But since you are here, I would take a seat back and listen to these black voices. I don't know what color you are. Take a seat back and listen to these black voices so you can hear how this character is important and what the fuck we're talking about. If not, if you come in here with that same shit that you're saying like now, talking about to stop fucking crying, you'll get banned too.
I feel like that's the same person. They probably had a burner, but it's all good.
When you spoke earlier, Marcus, you said that the longer we get away from the death, the more disrespectful it is. Well, also the longer we got from the death, the more voices started talking about recasts. And I just don't want to ignore that. I think the time away from the death of Chadwick Boseman on August 28th, 2020 is only in our benefit. And like I just don't want to take my foot off the gas while this is the best time to be having foot on the gas.
Do what you got to do, man. I'm telling you. I don't put it above them to put out a shitty project. It's been proven, and no matter the amount of posturing they do about the direction that they're going in and changes that they've made and how good Daredevil is going to be, fam, that's not going to make me go see Captain America. That's not going to make Thunderbolts good. We'll probably talk about Fantastic Four at some point tonight. Like, they're not above making bad movies. We watched Thor: Love and Thunder actually make it to the theaters. So they could absolutely go forward and have the Russos go grab an older aged child of T'Challa that never existed in any other iteration of Marvel except for
won't exist again in future iterations.
And won't exist again in future iterations. So completely temporary. They are willing to kneecap the entire franchise for 5 years. For 5 years of a character no one's going to give a shit about, so then let them eat their own filth. Put up Morbius numbers. Embarrass them, because by God, the only thing that they give a shit about is the dollar. They don't care about your complaints. They don't care about your protest. At least if you look like me. Right?
They don't care about your complaints. They don't care about your complexion.
They don't care about. Well, they care about your complexion. Yeah. Or if you. Never mind. This
just sounded nice. Sorry.
Yeah. No. It was very good. It was very good. I was getting ready to take it in a whole nother direction that didn't need to go. But if that is what you have for me as a customer, that's just not. I would never go to a restaurant that tried to serve me that way. I would never go shop in a store that tried to serve me that way. I would never buy products from any vendor that had that type of attitude or vitriol towards my wants and needs. So then what changes when that's a media company? Are you forced to pay dollars to Disney? Right? It ain't nothing. There's one show a year on there as it is that you may need to watch that's culturally relevant enough that you may want to be plugged into. Is that enough to get your $10.99 a month?
You talking about Riri Williams, the criminal?
Right? That's what you signing up for? To go Riri Williams, a student who was smart enough to go to MIT before the age of 18, is stealing and selling her soul to the devil, allegedly.
So
right? Like that's what you signing up for? No. Keep all of that shit. And anybody who has something of me of respect, that respects me as a man, as a person, as a human being, a father, then I'll watch that. Show me when Aaron Pierre popping out as Jon Stewart. I'll be right there. Show me
Honestly.
when Aldous Hodge comes back with season 2 of Alice Cross. I'll be right there. When
When
Awaiju premieres,
Ianu,
when
the
we get
Child of
season
Wonder,
2
coming
of
this spring on Cartoon Network. We're a few months away from Ianu. Every episode is being
when we
major
get
panels,
season 2 of Supercell, right? There is stuff out here. Go find it.
Comic shop. Remember the comic shop on Kickstarter? That little comedy that's coming.
Yeah.
Comic shop.
The comic shop.
That also.
Go find the content. Stop waiting on these people. Stop waiting on these folks. I'm going to stop covering them. They don't have anything for me. They don't want me around. They don't care about my dollar. So then why not shift our focus towards some folks that actually do?
Let's watch the magazine Dreams movie. Let's support shows like Harlem. Let's give our money and our attention to the superhero franchises and just franchises in general that care and are successfully executing what we want. And there are enough of them now. Coming up, that comic shop thing is gonna be crazy. You did spit a little. You went crazy. You went good. Nate Moore also spoke about something else. Okay. All right. Talking to Collider, they asked him about Armor Wars, and he gave a non-answer. So here's what he did. He pretended like it wasn't quietly canceled, like Bob Iger told us. Some things have been quietly canceled. That was Nate Moore's latest kind of like talk. I like the way that Jeff Snyder threw it at him when he said, "Nate Moore, do you even work there anymore?" It's that. It's Nate, you don't work there. I don't know why you were talking. I don't know why you were giving an update to Armor Wars, like instead of admitting defeat and trying to act like it's still there, it's being repurposed. We got to make it right. It's about quality, not quantity. He gave a little stupid quote like that. Nate Moore, shut up forever. Let's keep listening, though. There was more.
Delivered a much more nuanced response. But this idea these creators have of like, oh, don't believe everything you read on the internet, as if some reporters.
As if we should believe everything that they say, John, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at. Like, yes. These creators push to the fans and to these websites who are like, come talk to us. They do that kind of shit because they know that the majority of the fans are going to go where the creators, because they're zombies, and let's go where the creators tell them what to do. Most people like us, or some people like us, are the ones who are like, wait a minute, let's break this thing down. What's the actual truth? And so, yes, he could have said, very easily could have said, we are not bringing back the character of T'Challa. However, there will be a new Black Panther. We will make that certainly a focus of what we're doing going forward. No, we're not recasting. Don't believe everything. So it's an effort to destroy journalists and reporters.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's fucking gaslighting. Don't believe this Jeff Snyder guy. Don't believe everything you fucking read. Yep. They want to destroy me. And if that's the way they want to play it, we'll see who wins this war.
Yeah, and I do want to say this because
they're going to lose.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You'll start exposing stuff. Look,
I don't believe that Snyder's going to lose a war of words with Nate Moore. Like you'll win that easily. I do want to take this now that we just got a troll spamming his bot accounts into our chat. I do want to take that opportunity to remind every people just about how much percentage wise of the internet is actually real, because we've just banned at least 4 of these now, and he just keeps so that's how much you got. You know what I'm saying? You just got them in the tuck. Don't believe what you see online.
We appreciate Quincy Woods for being here. Not that we don't appreciate everyone else, but we appreciate him more. Let's go to the next story from The Hollywood Reporter. Marvel are acting very Marvel-y. It says Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld will no longer work with Marvel after his Deadpool and Wolverine premiere indignites. What does that word mean? Huh? Indignities.
I'm sorry. Say it again.
Oh, who cares? The writer and artist describes several perceived slights, such as being denied access to the after party, and makes a head-turning claim. Kevin Feige does not treat comic book creators well. It says the comic artist and creator says that after more than 30 years, he was severing ties with the publisher for whom he created renowned characters Deadpool and Cable. Liefeld laid out his decision in a 90-minute episode of his podcast, as well as in a follow-up interview with The Hollywood Reporter, where he detailed a series of perceived slights at July's New York premiere of Deadpool and Wolverine. Guys, this is a trade. This is the industry's go-to place. They reached out to him after the podcast so that they could make a story of this that is more favorable for Kevin Feige and Marvel. That's why they took this story. It was not because they're really into this integrity thing. They're going to word Rob Liefeld's complaints as petty. They're going to remind you of something that happened on New York Times. That's their job right now. And Rob Liefeld does have a reputation of being just an ass or being like vocal and just being too much, but he doesn't deserve this.
I was wondering why it felt so light, like in his description of why comic creators are, treated wrong. He mentions the after party for the Deadpool premiere. Like, what the fuck? That is the farthest thing from what I would be considering when I'm talking about how I'm treated. I would be talking about pay first.
Yeah, I bet in the podcast he talks about pay, but in the story from Hollywood Reporter, they talk
Doesn't
about
get
this
there,
guy
huh?
who's just upset for invitations.
Yeah. So I guess I understand that. And again, like you said, it's in the trade, so you're not really looking for too much objectivity there. In terms of how Marvel treats comic book creators, I think it's pretty obvious that they don't have a huge affinity for them in terms of including them in the projects. Hell, Marvel doesn't like creators of source. Okay, it's not just comic book writers. They do not like originators of source.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want you any way around it. They acquire it, it's theirs. They're gonna fuck it up maybe, but they're gonna fuck it up. You're not gonna be involved all that much. So it's not really surprising to hear him say this. It's not out of step with some of the things that we've even heard them say, i.e., we don't like, people who are really into the comics. So I guess that would preclude comic book writers from being involved in major productions. I continue to ask the same question of them, like I would ask of Yahya Abdul-Mateen, like I would ask of Giancarlo Esposito, like I would ask of whoever the hell that guy was that played Lamar Hoskins. Why are y'all doing this? Like, did your 30 minutes total screen time in Falcon of Winter Soldier and then an impromptu death, did that boost your profile? Did we see Homeboy pop up on anything? Is he a new budding star because he got slaughtered on screen halfway through the miniseries? Couldn't even get to 4 episodes? No? Okay. Giancarlo, are you in for a huge profile boost? We're going to see you in a leading role in Hollywood after this? Most likely not. So again, what are we doing? Why are you signing up for this?
Yeah.
Comic book writers. I mean, if it's a check, it's a check, I guess. But I definitely wouldn't expect to be brought in with open arms at this point from Marvel.
At the premiere, Liefeld learned he and his family were not invited to the after party, something he was accustomed to attending. Did you guys hear how they worded him? Look how selfish this guy is. He's just mad because he and his family, all these members, weren't coming. He became accustomed. They're basically calling him privileged. He also felt snubbed by Disney brass, including Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige, whom he says was near him on the red carpet, but did not acknowledge him. Bro, this is where I can get mad at Rob Liefeld. You say
Did not acknowledge him is crazy.
You mean he acknowledged you? Did you try to get his attention, or are you just complaining he didn't acknowledge you? You sound like a little, you know what I mean? So he says, "It was meant to embarrass, diminish, defeat me," Liefeld said on his podcast of not gaining access to the after party. And there was another apparent slight. Liefeld said he posed for professional photos with creatives on Deadpool and Wolverine team, but later was told by his publicist that those photos were deleted. He believes they were only taken as a courtesy and not intended to be used, though other photos featuring Liefeld alone, as well as with his family, appeared as part of Disney's Getty press portal from the events. Okay. Very petty that he's upset these photos exist. And if they weren't deleted, this is a challenge for Marvel to actually post them. See, they weren't deleted. He's full of it. And it would be a good chess move to say they were deleted, and then they post them, and you're like, I just wanted you to post them. Like,
Right.
So, I don't want to underestimate my man Rob Liefeld, the comic book creator. And then it says, soon after July's premiere, he decided he would cut ties with Marvel, which he believed no longer wanted him. At some point, you go, I've received the message, Marcus, and the message is clear, he said on his podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go. I was just saying, okay.
That his discomfort with Marvel began in early 2023 when he learned the company made the controversial decision to change the credits on Wolverine awarding co-creator status to editor Roy Thomas. The character was created decades before Liefeld worked in comics, but he is close to Christine Vallada, the widow of the late Wolverine co-creator Len Wein, who was upset with the decision. That's valid. You don't give credit to an editor, you give it credit to a writer and an artist.
Yeah.
A year later, in June, Liefeld fired off an email to Marvel asking if he could receive a special credit on Deadpool and Wolverine. Why'd you say, oh, God?
Just because this whole thing is just a big dramatic soap opera. Why? Like, especially, I'd stop taking it seriously when he said he didn't acknowledge me on the red carpet. What the fuck?
That's what really, like, it's either a deeply unserious issue or they're painting it as a deeply unserious issue, which I can't put past Hollywood Reporter.
It says Liefeld did not ask for more money as he already has perhaps the richest deal amongst Marvel creators. He does not. If you're not a comic reader, you don't know that. But Rob Liefeld is not getting the most richest deals.
I was about to say he's the what? He's getting paid more than Hickman?
He's not getting paid more than a lot of people. Dan
I'm like, come on, man.
I know he's not getting paid more than
that was just
people.
false. That's crazy that they're able to.
You can say he's in the upper half, but he's not getting paid more than the top creators. Marvel generally credits comic creators at the end of the movie. Never mind, guys. I think we're done with this, right? We're done. This is petty, right?
Yeah. It's to me, it's okay. Rob.
They said Marvel is not Fox. Here it is. He said, I just missed it. My reps were screamed at today. We are not Fox. Tell me about it. Also hung up on. He believes that tension stemming from the email led to him not being invited to the Deadpool and Wolverine after party. Listen, Rob Liefeld, love you. And I know you're doing your final Marvel comic, your final Deadpool run. That's a 5-issue limited series starting this week. I get it. And maybe you're only saying that to draw attention to your comic book. You get some sales. I know Mike over here is about to... Mike, we should have Mike on the panel. He says, oh, Rob, he's so less important than he thinks he is. He doesn't want to acknowledge that the true creators of Deadpool are Marv Wolfman, George Perez, and Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly added to that character. I know when you're a creator working for Marvel, it's work for hire. You do something for them and they pay you for that page, like $100 a page, $200 a page, whatever it is. And they pay you way more than any of those other publishers will pay you for. And because of that, I think it's a fair deal. Then they take your work and they do whatever they want to do it. They put it in a movie. They can market Hawkeye the same way Matt Fraction and David Aja themed their book, and they don't deserve a single penny out of it because they worked under the conditions that Marvel owns it. Marvel Entertainment can do anything with it. Rob Liefeld should know that. He's mad that he's not getting access. He's mad that he's not appearing on the right place on the credits when the movie rolls. I think credits are actually antiquated. And I think there's a better way to get information, and we need to end that so that the theater staff can come and do their work, and we can get the next movie going. It'll make more money. That's just me, though, and I'm pretty sure Marcus disagrees that the credits are. And no,
we're good.
You think there's something to it?
It's fine. Yeah.
All right. Well, I just think this is a whole bunch of complaining.
He just got his feelings hurt. That's it.
Yeah.
He was singing Marvel's praises before the movie came out, talking about how they know what they're doing. It's in the right hands. He's been on set. It's the great atmosphere. If it was a great anyway, he got his feelings hurt. That's all it is. He'll get over it. He'll be back with doing something at Marvel's next red carpet premiere or whatever the fuck.
That's why I can't feel bad about George Lucas. George Lucas got out there. Oh, Star Wars isn't for amateurs. Okay. Bet. I won't shed another tear for George Lucas ever again.
It'd be nice if Kevin Feige could mention the creators at the Comic Cons and be more like allow them to ask for more money at their
They're
booths.
not promoting the comic book content.
Yeah, they're not.
They're trying to create their own thing. They are trying to be their own entity.
It is exactly that.
That Disney created Marvel. That's what they want.
Sounds like a colonizer to me. Marvel owns Deadpool. Yeah. Though Liefeld has authorship and creative rights and monetization, according to a source familiar with the situation. They must have changed the contracts because if he created that character in the 90s, maybe they're going by off of 90s stuff. Liefeld didn't take a buyout for the character or his work. So while he won't have creative control moving forward, the author has retained his financial stake and will get a cut of any future projects with the foul-mouthed mercenary. I guess you copied and pasted from Variety. Thank you, Mike. Next topic.
What was
which
next?
is Jurassic World.
Well, before we move to that one, I have a little subtopic I wanted to, if we could. New day, new Captain America, Brave New World clip, because they want to get this movie out before the movie's actually out. They want to just like.
But they've already given us so much of this movie, and it's under 2 hours long. So I just can't imagine that we haven't seen at least a third of the movie by now.
Yeah. If I hold on, I'm gonna pull this up really quick.
About to pull it up too, but then on
go
YouTube's
ahead.
homepage, it has RDC World with a skit 25 minutes ago about LeBron James and the Lakers. So like, can we wait? Can we react to the RDC World first?
Oh my god.
Okay, never mind. Damn. Let's
No.
go
I was gonna say we was off when we were doing the offshoot topic, and then we gotta do an offshoot to the offshoot topic. 11 o'clock, gentlemen. I gotta wake up in the morning.
I'm searching Marvel's
YouTube
channel.
I don't believe it was on their YouTube channel, but
okay,
that's right. The audio doesn't come through on my side. Here, let me do this. All right, now check.
Give it to me in the private. Pause.
Oh, well, I just tagged you. I tagged you.
Okay.
Give it to me in the private is egregious.
It was funny.
Nasty word.
Do you see that? Share my screen.
Who's a pretty boy? What's up, OG? Who's a pretty boy?
Pretty boy? You can tell Gramps about me? I'm the new Falcon.
No, you're not.
I am.
It's Joaquin Torres. Been working with him for 3 years. I haven't figured out how to shut him up yet.
So what are we doing here? Orthopedics? How to relearn how to walk after you break a hip? Oh.
What's up, OG?
He said that he's not Falcon. He said, "Don't call yourself Falcon." I like that. I don't want that mantle going away to some other character.
He's not going to assume it. You know, he's just saying that so that he can give it to him in a moment later on in the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
That shit looks like, you know how sometimes they shoot promos that are actually commercials that seem like they're part of the
for a car.
Yeah,
and
like
car
a
comes
car
rolling
or
in.
an appliance or something like that. I swear to God, I was about to see like a Bowflex machine come out from somewhere or some weights or some shit. I swear to God, I thought this was a commercial. Swear to God.
Yeah.
If this is what is in that film, okay, don't recast T'Challa. Don't. Please don't. Please don't. Because I've been calling for a change in leadership over there for a long time, and y'all are driving the bus right towards there. So please, do more of that. Do more of that.
Yeah. They said, well, did you see where Anthony Mackie was asked about the serum, and he said that his Cap is not going to take the serum and things like that.
Well, I think he said it in one of the trailers. He was like, I should have taken that serum. So you're not taking it? So now we really don't have an explanation for how he's like, not just the wings, but like throwing his body through cars or bouncing off of cars and he's not hurt, or he's doing Superman landings.
Okay, no. But did you not see the clip? Did you see the clip where he got beat up by that Z-level henchman?
He got power bombed to the table, jackknifed.
Yeah. So, and people were telling me like, well, and not in an arguing way, just kind of talking. Somebody told me, well, if you look at it, well, what would they say exactly? They said that Black audiences are conditioned to wanting the Black characters to fail or something like that. He said because the same thing happened with Tony. Tony got beat up in Infinity War, and we could suspend our belief there, brother. Tony was fighting the Mad Titan Thanos, and then you could even see when he was getting hit, because I had to rewatch that scene this morning. You could see when he was getting hit, it was like he was wincing. It was several hits from, and then he ended it with stabbing him in the stomach. The whole thing with Tony and Thanos was toying with Tony. You have to remember, after Tony did all that, Thanos said all that for a drop of blood. So we're comparing the Mad Titan Thanos punches to a Z-level unknown henchman that broke Captain America's rib.
No, we're not. We're not comparing that.
People are. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy out there. Like no, bro. Like no, he doesn't. He's powerless. He's powerless. He has no power.
Talking about Brother Stark. I don't know about that condition to see him have to get beat up. That's
Isn't that some crazy shit?
Shout out to Shaft. Yeah, shout out to Shaft.
Some crazy shit. When I was like, what? I don't know about that one, but yeah. The whole thing with this movie and Sam. Yeah, I don't know. Him being powerless, though.
Just go ahead and say it. Let's just start saying it out loud. Let's create those expectations again, like we were doing with the child. Let's create the expectations. This movie's gonna bomb. It's gonna bomb hard.
It is
right. The most racist segments of the fan base are gonna blame Anthony Mackie. Hell, even some of the normies are gonna blame Anthony Mackie. We won't be necessarily wrong, but they'll blame the concept of Black Captain America as the gist of it, when in reality,
it's Marvel's fault.
I mean, just poor concept, poor marketing,
poor character
didn't
development,
really have a direction in the script.
Yeah,
but I'm about Darius.
No, I'm just saying poor character development. All of that, all of that. Like, you know, there were good points made in the argument, or not argument. It was the conversation I was having with the guy on the comments in the video when he said, you know, Marvel has failed to even, you know, remind us, because I forget unless I forget within the MCU, obviously not the character of Sam, but that he has that military background, because they don't ever, that's never explored really in the character. It's just he's Falcon, he's here, okay, he's got guns, he's with Steve, now he's got the shield, and that. So now it's just So no, it's poor. It's the same shit with Kang that they did. Poor character development. The same thing with Kang, where you didn't give Majors time to really develop the three different personalities between them, because that post-credit scene shit. I don't care what you say. Post-credit scene is shit. The Immortus talking like he needs halls. You got fucking Centurion over there, just all that weird shit, and then they didn't give him time to develop those characters. So like, it's the same thing. Like, these Black characters aren't developed, and it's the same thing with T'Challa. He was getting there, and they said, "Kill him."
I saw Robert Meyer Burnett say he talked to somebody who saw the Captain America movie. He's tweeting about it. He said that it's a solid movie. He said it's a mid-level MCU film, but it's no Winter Soldier.
Hell no.
It's not as good as a movie that was made in like 2012, 2013. I mean, still one of the best MCU movies, but a mid-level MCU movie, that's what we're jumping into 2025 with. I don't think that mid crosses the bar for them anymore.
No.
I don't think halfway there gets them anywhere.
But they know that Captain America is going to fail, and I think they are thinking like the audience is thinking. We just need to get through this movie. It's a film that we unfortunately did, and we have to put the money. We have to put it out, and when it comes out, we're not going to talk about it a lot, and then we're going to move forward. Now, here's the thing, too, though. I think also with Anthony Mackie talking about he's going to be Captain America for the next 10 years, and how Kevin Feige and Julius Ona have said that they believe after this film it's going to solidify him in audiences' minds as Captain America. They are
he said, I hope
wrong.
They do, is what he said. He said, I hope it solidifies him. I'm like,
yeah.
hope?
Yeah.
So with Sam as Captain America, it's a hope. We get a choice. He let us decide whether or not we get to keep our Black America. Right, but it's if the other Black characters that we get no choice in that there is no audience choice. The audience has not spoken on whether or not they want T'Challa. But let us know if you want some more Anthony Mackie, huh? Some more Papa Doc.
Yeah.
React to that. That Marvel Studios is turning into WWE with their Black characters.
Hey, Profess, I'm telling you, I was watching that Royal Rumble and I thought it was.
I Show Speed and Carmelo Hayes.
Damn it! No, I was trying to put Kevin Feige's name in the middle of Triple H, but it didn't come to me quick enough. So, but I thought Triple H was Kevin Feige for a second.
Okay, so Triple H unfortunately has Big E, who's on an injury Unfortunately, lost Bobby
Is
Lashley.
that supposed to be the savior of
due to
black
some con-
wrestlers in
due to
WWE?
some
Big E?
contract stuff. And in the WWE's development, he's got Obafemi and Trick Williams, who are treated like main eventers and should do well, and they have promise. Kevin Feige does not have someone in
Why
their
weren't they in the
bullpen.
Rumble?
Why weren't they in the Rumble? I don't know.
Yeah.
They're not called up yet. They'll be in the Rumble next year.
I thought you said they were treated as a big thing.
Did you want them to lose in the Royal Rumble? If your debut is to
Yeah,
lose,
isn't that part of the proving grounds? Like you have a nice little run. He lasted for so many minutes in the Rumble, and then the next year you build and you build and you build.
They were back-to-back NXT champions. I don't think they're being treated like trash. I think that they are still high profile. Okay.
I don't know enough about wrestling to speak against what you're saying. I'm just saying I watched the main event, pretty big event, something that I knew from my childhood. I watched on the female side, and there was, you had oh my God, Bianca Belair, you had her tag team partner, you had the other really tall black chick who had the white onesie on. I've never seen her before today. You had Nia Jax. You have a lot of diversity on the female side that just didn't pop out on the male side. Shout out to Stephanie McMahon doing her thing. Going to lead the Avengers, but not the main character, like the last leader of Avengers from last movies. How is Sam going to be Captain America for the next 10 years if we're rebooting? So are we not rebooting? We just gonna keep Kevin's dream alive, huh?
Some things will be, from what they say, some things will not. I just know that there's no way in hell he's Captain America for the next 10 years. I don't know if he's Captain America for 10 more minutes after the film releases, after they get the results back. Because I'm telling you that the audience is just not into it. They're not.
Yeah, but we're not into a lot, and they just giving it to us anyway. So that's not really. I don't think that's a measuring stick for them anymore.
That's
whether
true.
or not the audience is into it.
That is true. It is not.
We got this super chat. Let's use some black wrestlers because I see the WWE won't.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Michael Nemo with the $2. He says, "Name another mid-level MCU film." Iron Man 2? Yes.
Yes, that's a mid-level.
Let's say.
Yeah, Iron Man 2.
Age of Ultron.
Shang-Chi was mid-level of a Marvel movie.
Age of Ultron.
What else?
Ant-Man 2.
Ant-Man 2 was mid-level, you say?
Yeah.
I
like it a lot better than Ant-Man 1.
A mid-level Marvel movie used to be great. A mid-level Marvel movie now, after the Eternals and after some of these duds, the mid-level doesn't really.
Well, they dropped the floor out. The floor bottomed out, so it's like the middle level in between what peak is, which is Endgame, Infinity War, and the pits, which is like She-Hulk. Then
I think Thor 1's a good mid-level Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guardians 2, even though I really do like Guardians 2.
That's mid-level.
I don't like the third act. Third act sucks. But Guardians 2, yeah, mid-level. Yeah. About those ones.
So great. We're going to get an Ant-Man or Guardians 2. Hope everybody's excited.
Yeah. But now we can, if you like, we can move to that Jurassic Park, World, the trailer that debuted yesterday, that they copy struck me on today.
What's the studio for that?
Bastards.
Universal.
Motherfuckers.
They copyrighted the stream last week. It was the Graham Norton show that copyrighted it. Huh?
Yeah, the Graham Norton show will get you every fucking time. Every time.
I just don't understand how a Falcons trailer. Brave New World was copywritten by Graham Norton, huh?
Oh,
it's got to be computer error.
It was that interview that you did. It was the
interview with him.
Anthony Mackie. He was on the Graham Norton show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When he gave his quote.
Yeah. So anyways, Jurassic World is a thing, all right? The next franchise, we saw Scarlett Johansson looking nice We saw everyone in the trailer. I didn't watch the trailer yet, but it's out. Release
You
date
haven't
coming.
watched it yet? Why not?
Nah, I didn't.
You're not interested?
Pretty good.
Not really.
Really? You don't like dinosaurs?
I don't care enough about the franchise. They're fine, but they're just not my thing. I like Fast and Furious more than I like Jurassic.
Ew.
Really?
Nasty.
Yeah,
Nasty.
that is kind of nasty.
It's what I like.
Family. Like Dom Toretto is the equivalent of a dinosaur to me. Like how people like grow out of dinosaurs. You can eventually grow out of Dom Toretto. That archetype.
Thank you. The Jurassic World release is coming on July the 2nd. Then we get July 11 with the Fantastic Four. We all saw the trailer for that, which came out this week. And then they'll probably do the 30 seconds at Super Bowl. Great timing, right? You get your trailer attention that you were going to get, and then you get the 30-second thing in the Super Bowl. And maybe people who saw the trailer can say, oh, hey, family member or, friend, you should see this on your phone because pull it up. They've got a longer trailer. They didn't even show you the best parts. So great promotion there. Superman, July 25. It's a hell of a month of July, everybody. There's a lot of box office former billion-dollar franchises that are at work this July. Is it too much in July?
No. No.
Agreed.
I don't think it's too much. I think
Marcus?
it makes for a great summer.
Yep.
It's going to be a very good summer. No, I don't. I like competition. Competition drives better products for the consumer. Y'all are joking about this, but the ridiculousness that
I was just about to say that.
You might just get Dom Toretto driving off a T-Rex's back before that franchise is dead. So don't talk it up like it ain't serious. Like he won't legitimately find a dinosaur's back to drive off of.
Yeah,
it'll make more than Falcon Brave New World.
Yeah,
unfortunately, it will. That's just very sad. I got Jurassic Park.
I definitely have Jurassic Park.
I got Jurassic Park. And the reason why I got Jurassic Park is I think that Fantastic Four and Superman are going, while they shouldn't, because they're like 2 weeks apart, I do think they'll eat at each other's audiences a bit. Because who gets it? Who's first goes? Is Superman?
No, Superman's July 25.
So Fantastic Four is first?
I'll
with
double
Jurassic
check.
Park in the middle?
I'll double check. I think Fantastic Four is going to be 11.
Jurassic Park is first, right? Jurassic Park comes out the second.
That's even better. It's probably gonna have the longest run. Ooh.
And 2 days before the 4th. Is the 4th a weekend?
I think people will end up splitting
America.
the baby with Superman and Fantastic Four.
Yep, 2 days before the 4th, and then you have right after that, the week after that, you've got Superman, and then you've got Fantastic Four last. Fantastic Four is going to wipe the floor with Superman, in my opinion, though, in the box office. That's just my opinion. I really do. I think so. After that trailer, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't jaw-dropping, but it was just like, okay, it was the basis. Like, okay, they get it. They understand it. So I just think that one, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But for sure on both of them, neither one of them are going to do what Jurassic Park's going to do. We're talking.
Yeah, see, I'm not really into the Superman versus Fantastic Four battle. I think that's a bit of promotion on both of the studios' behalf. Fantastic Four is a franchise that has never been a blockbuster, beat down the doors money grabber. It's just not. It's not the history of that franchise. You're going to have to prove to me that that's a $1 billion franchise waiting to happen. People say it's yet to be proven. And even though I think the trailer that they released was a lot more positive, at least for me, than the Superman trailer, there's still enough in there to question. I don't buy Joseph Quinn as Johnny. I'm not in love with the heavy CGI of the thing of Ben, even though it's they're getting more comic book accurate, I think, with that character than they were in other iterations. I just don't love the total CGI flip. It doesn't look practical at all. There's just certain things that are questionable. I don't know how well I'm going to mesh with Pedro as Reed either. The porn stash is really throwing it off for me. Like, it was already a hill to get over with Pedro as Reed, and then the porn stash is just fucking it up for me. It's not doing it. Like a whole goatee or nothing, pick one. I don't know. And then you got Superman, obviously, and it's got all of its ups and downs. You got a cockeyed, cross-eyed Superman barrel rolling through the teaser. So they can fight over who makes it to 500 million first. And I think, being that it'll have the longest run, Jurassic Park will probably eclipse both of them.
No, Jurassic Park is definitely going to eclipse both of them. The I do. The excitement of having a mutant dinosaur, like these are dinosaurs. Now that we know the plot, these are dinosaurs that they experimented on. I mean, again, I don't know how much further they can go with these Jurassic Park movies, but yeah, these are dinosaurs they experimented on that were too dangerous to be in the original park. So, like the overall big, I guess, villain dinosaur is a mixture of a T-Rex, a Rancor, and a Xenomorph from Aliens. So it's like I've seen Mr. Fantastic stretch. I've seen Superman. I ain't seen a Xenomorph or T-Rex. So I want to go see that for sure.
I think them resetting is going to help them, right? Like, because they were still making pretty large totals from the last franchise, which wasn't all that popular, right? So I think the reset is going to, at least for this first movie, is going to give the audience a chance to reintroduce, and they'll take it as, all right, well, this is a new this is a new direction, this is a new story. So they'll at least show up for it the first time. Now, if it's no good from here on out, maybe they don't do as well. But I think this first one of this iteration will do well.
Yeah, and they definitely. Yeah, and they of course still leaning on and all the callbacks to the original. I follow one of the accounts, Jurassic Park accounts on Twitter, and they were saying that I guess the T-Rex, and this could just be people speculating, I don't know, the T-Rex that's in the opening shot of the trailer, the bones, because that's the original, the original site of the first one, that's the T-Rex from the first one. And I just like little connections like that. Yeah, I like little shit like that. I'm always like, I like that. Yeah, even if it doesn't have any big Baron. Yeah. Yeah, canon, So I think Jurassic World's going to get them. I think Fantastic Four, despite, whatever, I think they get Superman, and I think Superman comes in behind them.
Fantastic Four is the only one without a John Williams score.
Damn.
Jurassic World has a John Williams score.
Yeah, you lose. You lose First Family.
And then you have also, in May, the stuff that's not in July. Thunderbolts is in May.
Yeah, so they'll be done. They'll be done. It's not going to last 8 weeks. Thunderbolts is not lasting 8 weeks in the theaters.
No, they need to show Sentry in this next trailer that they dropped during the Super Bowl.
It ain't gonna do nothing, Darius. It's not gonna do anything.
It's probably not going to do anything because
no one cares.
Because people also, like general audience, I'm assuming, doesn't know who Sentry is.
And they're not gonna know when this movie is over. It will be, they're going to Taskmaster Sentry, and you just
yeah.
Oh
yeah, no, I can see it.
Now I've kind of reset my expectations right back to what we were already getting, and so now I'm viewing all of these Marvel scoops through a different lens. It's like young X-Men, T'Challa, T'Challa Jr. Excuse me, T'Child, Champions. Oh wait, no, yeah, they're gonna go young, and they're gonna try to rewrite Marvel history. So, yeah, have fun with all of that, and I guess I'll circle back around to pick over your carcass.
I'll give them this: it's smart to be casting so young, because then you'll have these guys and not worry about people getting aged out, because they anticipate they'll be super successful and won't need to reboot from phase 1 again. I think they're gonna fail 4, 6, 7 years into this. They're gonna revisit. They're gonna have their big summit. They're gonna say, let's just start over. We don't have a cap.
They
We don't
should
have an
already be there now. And the fact that they're pressing forward without that at the forefront of their mind lets me know that that's probably not going to make it that way. It's probably not going to go that smoothly.
But we forgot the Russos are behind the X-Men, and if they're behind the X-Men, I don't see failure with the X-Men.
Not if they gonna go search the multiverse for an aged up child that never existed.
Yeah, man.
I'm not trying to
Boo.
hear that. Like, if they can make that shit make sense in their mind, they're disqualified. I'm
telling
sorry.
you. I don't know if that's for sure the narrative, but if that's what they're doing, that's insane.
Look, I think
I
they'll
love
what I
flop.
think.
War.
Their
I
Black
love
Panther
Winter
direction,
Soldier.
you're right. Their Nova direction, they can still flop. What they do with the Guardians, will people accept a Guardians team that isn't with James Gunn and a shell of what it used to be? We don't know. And the actors will be super expensive. So even if the movies do make the same amount of money, it'll just be like, we're not profiting enough. I think they hit reset after 7 years. They have to just fail first. I think the Disney Plus shows are overall failures. No matter which ones were your favorites, everybody, overall they are failures. Wonder Man's not going to be doing well. I think there's enough failures coming in the future where they're going to just say,
that is still a show.
Yeah,
it is.
forgive me if I don't wait wait around to watch the Titanic sink. There are more entertaining shows out there to partake in.
Yeah, that's interesting.
28 weeks later may be pretty good though. I liked the first 2 installments, 28 weeks and or 28 days. And then what was the first 2? It was 28 days later. What was the one before? This is the third one, right? Or is it the second one?
it's the third one.
So yeah, what was the first movie? It was 28 days.
28 days, 28 weeks, and 28 years.
Oh, so this next one is 28 years later.
Yeah, the one with Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, and just because you... Sorry. What? No?
All I said was I'm with it. I'm with the movie.
All right.
Yeah.
He sent a super chat and you didn't click the button for the super chats. You gotta, Marcus. These guys are paying money, right?
Oh, man, I'm not in control of super chatting.
You could technically if you just scroll over to the right. You look at all the.
You're telling me how to do it. It would save a lot of time if you just.
That is true.
All right, fine. I'm playing this one.
Kasegu magrena, atare waska, mane kasegu, atashi waska. You know what I'm saying?
What you're saying? Dark Horse sleeper hit. No, this movie's not making $500 million. I don't see it fighting and competing. You want to say it'll do well? Sure. It's not no Dark Horse. It's not the Mac McClung coming out of nowhere to be the winner.
Shout out to Nia DaCosta. She'll get another swing at a major production.
Shout out to Mac McClung for being someone who's going to win the dunk contest for a third year. And I hope that another star player like Jaylen Brown did last year puts his name in. I hope that we get more than just 2 people trying.
Raymond, there's some other failures on there. Falcon Winter Soldier. I know you love it. It's a failure. But something that's not a failure. Great segue.
Yeah, you see, Marcus, you see how he'll introduce a topic. You gotta be smooth with it. Well, you don't just reference the super chat with the 28 years later. Go ahead, Barry. Yeah, what would
something that's not a failure is the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I know that you guys said that you guys weren't going to check it out before. I said I was going to be seated because it was Spider-Man. I don't know why this is not the MCU Spider-Man personally. This whole thing that they're doing, why this actually, I don't know why this universe is not simply the MCU, because this is what we all want on screen in the live action version. What they're doing with this, I don't know who sat down and said, maybe, I don't know if they was at a meeting and they said, let's take the comics and adapt it on screen. And everyone, oh my God, that'd be brilliant. Let's do that. Because that's literally what Friendly. I mean, it's obviously it's a different universe. There are characters are in a few different places. Like Connors is a female, and then there's a few like his pals are not Mary Jane or Harry or whatever. It's different, and then obviously his mentor right now is Norman Osborn, which is fucking strange as fuck. But trying to figure out what's Norman's motives behind wanting to help Peter. But the show itself, it's good. I'm putting it up there with 97 good. It's good. It's the dialogue is great. The characters are great. The how close it is to being what we want as fans from Spider-Man. Like there's no multiversal shit. He's not rolling around with Iron Man. He's not fighting Thanos. He's fighting street level thugs. And it's good. I like it. I like it a lot. I just don't understand how this concept is not the MCU. But it's really good.
Yeah, I don't think they was gonna go with a black Norman Osborn in the MCU, but right,
Not that. I don't mean that. I just mean like everyone literally existing. And we've already seen, Doctor Strange and how normal, like Spider-Man's story in here is how Spider-Man should be. And
you mean like he doesn't go zipping through New York, which is where all superheroes live for some reason, and not run into anybody like
exactly.
Okay, got you. Okay,
exactly. And then like I said, he's actually Spider-Man. It's grounded for him. He's not on a spaceship calling to Mr. Stark. He
doesn't have an iron spider suit.
Yes, no. It's like I said, he's fighting thugs. Like he beat some kids up with a brick. Like it's a good show. I like it a lot. They did a really good job. So I can see why they're already talking season 3.
And they got a great voice actor.
He might have misspoke or said something stupid. But
let's go there. Yeah,
he is a good voice actor for him.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so what he said.
Yeah.
So Hudson is voice acting Spider-Man, and what is his last name? Hudson. I don't know his last name, but he is the voice actor for Spider-Man. He is a 30-year-old actor. Not a lot of notable things, but yeah. Anyway, he said that he was hesitant to take the job because he was afraid that the show would be woke and annoying. And he said to his surprise, or not, I don't know if he said to his surprise, but he said, "Oh, it's not. It wasn't. I'm happy and blah, 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 blah with the show." But like I said on Twitter, everybody was so upset with what he said. We are still inaccurately or incorrectly using the word woke. So I was just like, well, okay, Hudson. But everybody flipped out over it. Marcus, your thoughts on what he said?
So never again should we have the conversation on here about how we just need to let folks have their things. Don't oppress the white straight male. Don't make him feel uncomfortable. Let him have his toys. Because those guys, the superimpose the black faces in your thumbnails, the call it that word because there's black or females in it. Those individuals can get hired at Marvel.
Oh, good
point. They can get a job. Well, they can get a voice acting job. Why should we hold their concerns at serious concern, like our serious concern? They can get a job to play the character.
No, he didn't say that quote and then get hired. He said this quote the week before the show premiered.
No, and I'm not saying that they should hold him responsible for what he said. I'm saying that type of individual, someone who thinks like that, right, can get hired at Marvel. Now, if you're a comic book creator, nah. If you just have an affinity for a character, nah. An affinity towards the source, no. Somebody who can worry about whether or not they should play in your production because it's too quote unquote woke. Oh yeah, hire him, sign him up.
No, but you make it seem like that he wore that on like a name tag on his shirt, and they knew that about him.
I mean, you do your due diligence, right? You vet people. You should be able to ascertain where they stand at very least from a general sense. If he's willing to come out here and put this in a quote
Once
You
you
know,
like
for
behind
people,
closed
you know what I'm
doors.
saying? That's just who he is. That's the person. I'm not calling him a racist per turn. I'm just saying he has that in his mind. Black things or urban things or non-white things are woke. And so when he got the synopsis of the show, oh, there's going to be Black Harry Osborn. Some of the characters are going to be race and gender swapped. Ooh, sounds woke. I think it's going to be too woke for me. Those type of individuals can get jobs at Marvel. But if you're a guy who wants, you know, Cyclops to be the leader of the X-Men, oh, you got to get your black ass out of here.
Boy de Mayo.
Nuts. I don't give a shit about massaging no more conversations for these folks because they can get jobs. They can work in the studio. Damn what they're being represented on screen. They are on screen. They are the ones. Don't accept no more of this shit, man. I'm not watching Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I'm not watching Eyes of Wakanda. The hell with Thunderbolts. Take all that shit. Shove it.
Yeah.
Shove it.
And if you're just joining the stream, about an hour ago, we were talking about what we would watch. And it's Children of Blood and Bone coming out 2 years from now in January. It's Iyanu. It's The Comic Shop. It's Sinners coming out. Magazine Dreams from Jonathan Majors is coming out. One of Them Days that's in theaters right now. Help that $25 million grossing movie reach $35 million to gross. I think we need to check ourselves every time we crap on what we don't want to see, like the Thunderbolts. We also talk about Lanterns is coming up in the future with Aaron Pierre. That's Jon Stewart.
Perfect usage of the word there, Zoltar.
Did you see Usher on the Jennifer Hudson?
I didn't see it. No, I didn't see
he did great, and he had those skates on.
Oh, for real. That's funny.
The whole
what beat did they sing it to? Like, what song did they sing it to?
I think they said yeah. It was yeah. And he went up and down because he was skating, right? He just went up and down, and no space in the hallway. That when that celebrity was there, it was crazy. Keke Palmer had going too. Keke Palmer did great on Jennifer Hudson.
She did have a good one. She was really pretty in hers too.
Yeah.
That is true. She had a good one. Yeah.
We'll do Pookie Wood. I might just record a video right after we're done this stream. You guys remind me to just make a list of all these shows that we're looking forward to. Ooh,
Sorry,
Drew Man True.
Stuff.
Let's this defeatist language. He says woke doesn't mean what it used to mean. Not to me. I use the word woke and it's probably
still means what it means to me.
This would mean that the dominating power in your life is the perception of the white man. Did I use that correctly? I'm trying to sound smarter than I actually am, but it feels like the culture setters have told you, Drew Menchu, what woke means, and I have not accepted that. So no, I'll continue saying the word woke properly. It's being co-opted by many. You know what's funny? When it gets co-opted, right? So those people, the usual suspects, start using woke. And then like the white liberals start using woke also the same way that the oppressors are using it. And
don't get me started on white liberals. Don't get me started on white liberals, progressives. That's a whole nother can of worms. Don't get me started on the well-meaning and well-intentioned. Whole other can of worms.
Lawrence Report tells me to finish up Harlem. Bro, Portia did nothing wrong. Sure, she showed up with that cake at the baby shower. Portia is doing everything right. Stupid ass Ian sitting in the bed. Let me feel the baby. Maybe I should go. I don't want you to go. I want you to like, bro. Portia. Everyone is the villain in the show except for Portia. All the old cast members are villains.
We also have with this Sunday coming, obviously being Super Bowl Sunday. Did you see? Since we're kind of off the main topics here, did you see that at the Super Bowl, the fans are boycotting the Black national anthem that Let Us See will be singing? I'm assuming
ahead. You shouldn't even gave them no smoke. You shouldn't even gave no air to that
ahead of the national anthem.
Okay, so were they going to sit down?
I don't know.
Man, what are you going to do? Right? You going to take a knee?
I don't know.
During the Black
I
National
don't
Anthem.
know. I don't know. I just found it funny. I found it funny that they are
Like,
boycotting.
what does that mean?
Black
You're
National Anthem.
boycotting. You're not going to watch the Super Bowl? Bullshit. I don't believe
They don't
you.
want her singing it, so they're trying to get her to, or to the NFL to have her not sing the national
Who's singing
anthem.
it?
Let us see.
Oh.
Let us see is singing it.
I hope they have their own section, and then Kendrick can point at them when he raps colonizers.
Now honestly, like shout out to Jalen Hurts, obviously shout out to Pat Mahomes. But I
didn't want to
swear
say
to
that
God, I want to see the halftime show. That's what I'm showing up for.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I'm showing up for the halftime. I've never been anticipating
Yeah.
a halftime show like I'm anticipating this one. Oh, for sure. Oh, I can't wait.
He has an interview with Timothy Chalamet coming out
Timothy Chalamet.
in
I'm
just
like,
a
man,
few days.
He's so calculated, because in my head I'm like, no, this man didn't do an interview with Timothy before he did, and then I had to think, oh, he did the interview with SZA. He sit down with SZA like months ago, so never let it be said that he didn't sit down with Black Media first, because
No, he has an Apple Music. What's the name? Ebro. He's got the
with
Apple
Ebro
show.
and old girl, yeah. But I think both of those, the Chalamet thing and the Ebro Apple Music thing, are both Super Bowl promo. Those are directly promo for the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Drake is still in his feelings, of course, and his he's in Australia right now, and he just recently changed the lyrics to "Non-Stop," taking LeBron's name out.
I go from 6 to 23 and not LeBron. You're not my friend anymore, bro. We're not cool no more. You can't come to my house and swim in my pool.
What are the original lyrics to that? 6 to 23.
I go from 6 to 23 like I'm LeBron. He
Yeah,
just
like
said
I'm
no
LeBron.
LeBron. It wasn't even clever. He lost his ghostwriters and now he can't even adjust his own lyrics.
Like no
Yeah.
LeBron.
Even Kesha did better with that one. I woke up in the morning saying, P. Diddy. She changed it.
Much better. Yeah, no, he done lost. He lost the ghostwriters, y'all. He's not as creative anymore. You got a couple super chats, Mr. Super Chatter.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's go to the Jennifer Hudson show for that one.
We like them boys up top from the BK. Know how to put that money 3 ways.
Tina, just coming in. Why y'all talking about pigskin? I thought this was comic stuff. We did everything. We did it all. Now
We're talking about the halftime show.
We're at halftime. Okay, the Fantastic Four commercial is coming. There, we talked about comic books. Yeah. Hey. Thank you for the $4.99.
You're completely doing.
Did you get Michael Nemo's?
Let's go, Michael Nemo.
I've been boozy since I left. I ain't changing
Yeah,
for a chick.
yeah,
Got my mind
yeah.
forget.
It's like they were meant for that song, right? That family and Shabuzi.
No.
Anyways, anywho, we're gonna promote Beyond the Gates. What is Beyond the Gates?
I had to search that up. Beyond the Gates. It is a 2025 soap opera. They're one season in. February 24 is the first episode. Where does it air? CBS.
Nice.
Wasn't tonight? Was tonight? Oh, I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Was tonight Luca's first game?
Or
Or is he just on the bench tonight?
I don't know. Who knows?
They're probably to keep him like to get healthier and like not force anything because they want him long term. So this is like a good introductory. First impressions are lasting impressions. So they're gonna just make him feel like, yo, you don't got how to play yet. You gotta wait till you're healed.
Yeah, I would. Oh, they're playing right now. Let me see the box score. See if he's put anything up.
Where's
I don't
number
think
7?
I don't think he's playing. Looks like he's on the bench.
Yeah, I don't see anything from Luca. I've been kind of weighing this since I had my initial reaction to the AD trade. I've kind of let it settle in and seen where let the dust settle, see where we are. I think the Lakers are in an interesting spot with Luca because he's in a prove it mode now. He can either go the way of James Harden, which I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think James Harden ever got better after he left Houston.
Yeah.
I don't think there was really a season where he ever was that guy ever again. You could be that, or you could be like Kyle Lowry when he left the Raptors. You can be like Kawhi when he left the Spurs. You can be like, I don't know. Those were a good 2 examples. That's good enough. Be those guys. Be those guys. Don't be James Harden. Don't be the guy who was all hype. He got called out for not being in shape, whether it was real or not, and then got moved, and then never really accomplished that level of success again. Don't be that guy. But I'm very excited for what it seems like he's going to be able to do. Cut some weight, play some defense. We in there, baby.
They calling that boy plump on national television.
270 pounds as a ball handler is a little nuts. He could play offensive line. He's like a tight end.
It is. He is a big boy. But I've had some hefty guards before. I've had some beefy guards that have been
You
able
ain't had
to
no damn near 300-pound guards.
No, I ain't had no damn near 300-pound guards. But
if they saying 270, you probably walking around 275, 270.
They say that brother is not missing buffets.
It's like if they're calling 270 out confidently, he walking around at 280 on any given day. Any given day, he eat too much. So like that's egregious. You got to cut some weight. Like unless you're gonna start playing power forward.
That is funny.
But I think he'll do it. He's embarrassed, right? Obviously, he's 25 years old. The franchise was his, and they shipped him. So he's in prove it mode, and I like to have an athlete in that mindset for sure.
Oh, that should be fun to watch, and it'll be hella successful. The most famous, best marketable character player, this white guy who's just awesome, who gets points on the Lakers, the most marketable team. So. And that's just a win-win long term for the basketball league, which we just recently learned from Bloomberg that there's going to be a rivaled league that LeBron James and his friends are going to start up. So, like, what a great time to overshadow LeBron James and belittle his league.
See, we're not even thinking 3-dimensional chess. What if this trade, in lieu of that news leaking, right? Drake leaks the news to Bloomberg about the Maverick Carter League, right? Everybody assumes what I'm assuming. Oh, LeBron's involved.
Yeah.
So then the NBA colludes and says, "Oh, well, if that's what you're gonna do, we can go ahead and end your reign very quickly. Send Pillsbury Doughboy over there to play with him and move Anthony Davis in the midst of the best 2 years the man has been having since he came to the Lakers, numbers wise and health wise." Let's ship him out.
We're saying Anthony wasn't happy though.
I don't know what I believe from all of that. All I know is the Lakers called Rich Paul 2 days, according to Chris Haynes. According to Chris Haynes, they called Rich Paul 2 days before the trade actually went down to let him know that was happening. Now, if you believe LeBron James' representation, Rich Paul knew that Anthony Davis was moving out of LA and didn't tell LeBron, then cool.
I don't believe that. Nope.
But I think they knew. LeBron seen what was happening to him,
right,
and he's starting to make future plans, right? Like he can't save AD on the Lakers. He can't do it because now they may be coming after him. Ooh, conspiracy. NBA conspiracy.
LeBron getting traded? That would never happen. But what would that do to his star power? If he's trying to make a rival league and if they want to unbrighten his star, this is one of those characters who can get traded, just like freaking Brandon Ingram can get traded.
I think they're moving him to the back lot. They're having to move him out of the spotlight. You don't get another ball dominant player like this if you intend on having LeBron there for an extended period of time.
Yeah, both ball dominant players, and it's going to be an interesting dynamic, see how they work together. But all that shit that they were trying to do with the Warriors, I hated that. I didn't like any of those ideas. I don't like Jimmy being here. But we'll see how that goes.
Dog, they almost had KD back, and KD said no.
And I don't fucking blame him because the reason I left is still fucking there. What? I don't want to play
the
with
ring and go play basketball. Go play basketball, and that's the reason why people are ranking him. I don't care nothing about that, man.
Listen. Hold on. You're true. You are a grown ass man that plays basketball. But at the end of the day, a cancer is a cancer.
Draymond Green is no more of a cancer than he's
a cancer.
Ron Artest was for the Lakers. He's no more of a cancer than what Dennis Rodman was for the Bulls. People who want to win take those players and they win with them. If they can provide something for you on the court, which Draymond Green has and continues to provide you, you take that shit and you go win a ring. Kevin Durant wants his butt wiped. He wants to be told it's special.
I'll agree with that.
Providing anything. He don't give you no Western Conference Finals. He don't give you no rings. He ain't even winning no MVPs no more. He's doing nothing for you but padding his own stats and then getting mad at the organization for not pushing it even further.
I'll agree with you on that with KD.
LeBron level attitude without LeBron accolades. So when I'm looking at you and you sit up here saying you don't want to go back to the Golden State Warriors because Draymond is there,
I agree with
I wish you the best of luck on the rest of your career.
I agree with him. And the reason I agree with him because basketball, no matter what level you're playing at, it's still basketball. It's still basketball. Like so for me, when I'm coaching my boys over at AAU basketball, I've had some cancers. I've had some cancers on my team where boys don't want to play with them. And they've been some players that are some of the best players that in their division, but it's like you are a cancer. Nobody wants to play with you. You're making everybody around you miserable. That's not a fun environment or conducive environment to play, regardless if you're getting paid or not to play the game.
No, it's not fun at all. It's not fun at all, and people don't enjoy it. You know who else made it a miserable experience to be around? Kobe Bryant. You know who also made it miserable experience to be around? Michael Jordan, Pat Riley, right? Greg Popovich, just the biggest winners in the sport. So again, if you want to reach a level of certain success, the cliquey high school, you don't make me feel good bullshit has to go to the back burner. And that is the reason why we looking at a guy we expected to pass LeBron years ago is still middling
but
in his
also
career
when that very same cancer is causing you games, is causing you wins, is causing you championships, you get rid of that fucking cancer.
Draymond was causing them championships.
If you go back to 2015 when we had them down 3-1, but there's other. I can give you other examples. I've been here for quite some time with the Warriors. I can give you other examples. Draymond is off. Yes,
lost them the series.
I definitely think he lost them that series in 2015. He understood he didn't understand his assignment. Had he not gotten any more technical, all he had to do was not get one more fucking technical. That's it. That is it.
So hold on. So
all you had to do was shut up and play. Shut up and do what you're getting paid to do.
Right. So we're putting the blame on a guy who came into the entire postseason with 15 technical fouls, right? Not to pick up one more. Instead Go ahead. Instead of looking at the MVP, the coach of the year, or the entire rest of the team to hold a 3-1 lead, you're blaming one game where Draymond Green was suspended for pushing a man's manhood off of his head, by the way. Let's talk about what he got suspended for, what he got the tech for, right? For pushing another man's manhood off of his head. But even still. So that one action is worth more than the 3 games in a row that they lost as a team.
You're allowed 6 technical fouls, I believe, before you get to the final.
You're allowed the 6. For me, with Dre, he knew that. You know that you're not supposed to be getting any more technical fouls. So if you know that you're not supposed to get any more technical fouls, we have them up 3-1. One more, we win the championship. That goes back to what you were just saying.
So what about Game 5? Who are we blaming Game 5 on? Because Draymond didn't get kicked out of Game 5.
No. I definitely don't blame him for Game 5. I have a bunch of other complaints on Game 5.
And the hitter of the most threes in a single season ever close out the game in Game 5.
That's a loaded question because there's a lot to dissect other than just Steph not hitting shots.
Draymond, I
didn't say Game 5. You said Game 5. I'm not talking about Game 5. I'm not blaming Game 5 on Dre.
You are putting the 3-1 lead slip
on Dre.
On Draymond.
Hell yes.
So you are literally putting 3 games on Draymond as an individual, where I'm putting 1. Just 1. Why didn't you close out Game 5 and we didn't have to deal with any of this? We wouldn't have to deal with Draymond getting suspended. We wouldn't have to deal with you fouling out in Game 6, which hadn't happened all season, which is a bigger factor to me than Draymond getting suspended. But whatever, because they still would have won that game without Draymond if Steph doesn't foul out of a game for the second time in the season.
You even move past 2015, move past 2016, 10 years later. He's done cancerous ass shit in between there, and he is still grown. That cancer went from 2016 being that big to now it's grown and grown and grown.
No, these are professional athletes. There are cancers on every locker room. These are not moral individuals.
When your cancerism is affecting us winning championships and affecting players wanting to come help us win championships, the common denominator, nigga, is you. You got to go.
Well, if I'm the Warriors, right? If I'm the Warriors brass, if I'm on that roster, and you're telling me that people don't want to come play with Draymond, well, dog, I'm sorry. Are you touting the jury? Have you been the class of the league this entire time that I've been playing here? Because I'm still here. I have the jury to prove that what I do works. So you can do whatever the hell you want. If you don't want to come over here and win, that's fine. I don't know what to tell you. But
they haven't been winning.
What you can't say is that having Draymond involved in there has been unsuccessful. What you can't say is it's not a proven product with him involved. It works. Okay? It's not the most elegant. It doesn't always look the way it's supposed to. But they win with Draymond. Period. And so if you're saying, oh, I don't want to go play with him because he do too much and he's too eccentric. Okay, you're just telling me that you have a list of excuses that'll keep you from going to win a championship. You're not the type of player I want anyway.
No.
He is a cancer with a podcast, the worst type of cancer.
That too. And then wants to, after every time somebody says something about it, wants to hop on his motherfucking podcast and cry about it. That shit is annoying as fuck. It's annoying as fuck.
Now you blaming Draymond Green for shit that 30 other players in the NBA did.
I'm not talking about them players. Scotty gets on my fucking nerves. I could go on a whole soapbox on Scotty. He gets on my nerves too, but I'm talking about Draymond Green. Draymond hops on that fucking podcast after every game and bitches about whatever somebody else has said about him. Still apologizing to Poole because Poole just got in the interview and said what he said about him.
No. He didn't. He didn't apologize to Poole. Poole was bitching on the internet, unprompted, wasn't asked about Draymond Green.
I get hit and I get traded. I get hit. I was sitting here giving y'all numbers. I was being that life off the bench. I was that young guy. I was the Poole. What are you talking? I get punched in my face and I get traded. That's crazy.
He wasn't trying to apologize to Jordan Poole.
So when
Jordan Poole, when he was going to get over this.
No. In the most recent deal, when Jordan Poole said what he said about the whole some of those guys over there. Draymond tweeted Andre.
I really am sorry.
I really am sorry.
On the podcast, though, he said, I am sorry, but when are we going to move on from this, right? Like, you don't put your hands on another grown-ass man, call him out his name, and expect for there not to be violence. So when are you going to take any level of responsibility for what you did? I'm just trying to figure out.
And I agree with that, too. When are we going to get over it? When are we going to get over it?
And I put my hands on you, and now I can
trust me, brother. I agree on that part. When are we going to get over it? But the point I'm making is these are still on the list of players that don't want to play with Draymond Green.
Okay, what am I supposed to say to that? So since other players don't want to play with you, that makes you a not playable player. So since there's a list of other players
not.
Who hold your personality
because I can
win,
I can give Draymond positive feats like brother, like I love when he gets out there and he is that dog. I love when he gets out there and he plays the defense that nobody else wants to play, when he's on the ground for the ball, when he's doing the dirty work that nobody else wants to do. But when he's doing that toward the opponent, the niggas wearing opposite jerseys as us. When you're doing it to your own teammates, you're a cancer.
Darius, Don't put your hands on me.
Yeah.
Like, period.
I agree with that.
no
I'm not even
excuse
talking about the
I'm
punch.
not
I
a
agree
cancer
with
for
that.
hitting you back.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I'm talking when we're in game, in between those fucking four lines, when we're wearing the same jersey, like when he was yelling at KD in the middle of the game, screaming at KD, and KD shut the fuck down after that. As a no. You have to know your players. You have to know your players. As a coach, he may not be the coach, but as a coach, I cannot scream at all my boys the same. If I was to scream at my point guard in front of everybody, he shuts down. I pull that nigga to the side, I get in his ass. If you want to get in KD's ass, do it from in front of the fucking cameras. So there's other shit. He's a fucking cancer. He's a cancer. He's a cancer.
Okay. I don't know where to go because that's a difference in philosophy. I don't think you treat everybody differently. I think if we're all in a bunker together, we're all looking to our left and our right, depending on.
But not everybody.
To do that,
I've had to, bro. I'm telling you,
it's a difference in philosophy.
It is
philosophy. You change up your approach per person. I'm a one for all type of guy. I have to be able to talk to my best player the same way I talk to the player at the end of the bench. And if I can't, I don't truly have the team. I don't truly have the team. If there's a different level of expectation for KD than there is for Sean Livingston, none of this works. None of this works.
I'm not saying there's a different level of expectation
because
I have the same expectation for every single one of my boys. I have the same expectation, but every player is not. Everybody is coached different.
If I have to hold my tongue for him, if I have to be nice for him, then who are we really adjusting for? We ain't adjusting for Draymond. We're not adjusting ourselves for Draymond. Everybody else, Klay Thompson can get yelled at by Draymond. The MVP, the unanimous MVP can get yelled at by Draymond.
Man, Curry was even in tears. Curry was even in tears.
By Draymond and keep winning, but KD can't.
No,
yeah, I'm sorry.
These other people, the people you have named outside of Steve Kerr, they have all maybe not directly said something toward Dre, but they have all said something toward Dre indirectly. Every single one of them. Every single one of them in press. The nigga had made Curry cry.
Do you think if Steph Curry wanted Draymond off that team, that he would have already been gone?
Of course he doesn't want Draymond off the team.
So that's what we're talking about. Whether or not you want to play with him. I'm not arguing whether or not the man's a good man or a good person. I'm saying, do you want to play basketball with him? So do you think if Steph Curry, if he was that bad of a asset to the team in terms of how he acts, do you think Steph Curry would want to keep him around? And if he didn't want him around, do you think he'd still be there?
Probably not. But again, when you have Steph Curry's a franchise player, he could say, hey, I want Dre gone, or hey, Dre this or that. It's not like none of them have all told Dre though, brother, you need to chill the fuck out. They have all told him that.
That's a teammate. That's a team thing. Everybody on your team is not going to be perfect. He's not going to be meshed well. That is a perfect situation.
And again, that's not what I'm saying either. Nobody needs to be perfect. Nobody needs to be perfect. But you have to understand though, when you're on a team, and I'm not saying you, I'm saying just in general, you have to understand when you are on a team, you have to function as a team. You can't just go spiraling off.
The Warriors are a dysfunctioning team. Like they've been dysfunctional. They are one of the most one of the most together franchises in all of sports.
Not in some time. It's been some years since we've been that, but at once upon a time we were that dynasty.
The vast majority, since they drafted Steph Curry, they have been one of the most consistent franchises in sports. Dysfunction has not been their brand. So we can't treat them as if
dysfunction has not been the brand. Dysfunction has not been the brand, but we cannot just sit here and pretend that dysfunction has not been within the mix of the Warriors.
Of course, other teams have had controversy, and they haven't been nearly as successful as the Warriors. So again, I stand on the fact that whatever it is,
but the year you win with KD, the year you win with KD, and then the year that you get him, the year he leaves after, we don't win. I don't even think, did we win the year after?
It was like 2 years after, I believe. Something like that. Go ahead, Q.
Why did the KD leave? Don't give credit to Draymond Green for exiling him from the team. Serge Ibaka he just too much to handle, couldn't guard him. We got Fred VanVleet. We've got all of these great players who are the reasons why Kevin Durant left the Warriors in a shambles. He was a broken man, him and Klay Thompson.
I think Kevin Durant is a guy who needs a perfect situation. And unfortunately, we're getting into a part of his career where that just may not exist anymore. It just may not be out there. So Draymond Green aside, let's put this whole Warriors thing aside. If you're Kevin Durant and you don't want to go to the Warriors, so then what are we doing? Like
And that's where I agree with you on the coddling that he wants. I agree with that. He wanted that coddling even when he was here with the Warriors. So no, I agree with that on KD. That's, so I don't know what he does. He either stays in Phoenix and continues to bitch and hate it, or at this point, I don't know how much more shopping around he can do.
Here we go. There's no Draymond Green in Phoenix. What's the problem there? There was no Draymond Green in Brooklyn. What was the problem there?
I think personally, for me, I think after KD left, now he was already that had my burner weirdo on Twitter before the Warriors, but I think after he left, he elevated his arrogance and cockiness, and I can't be touched, and like I'm Kevin Durant, I'm KD. I think the shit he did over with Brooklyn and this complaining with Phoenix, I don't know. I don't know.
If I ever hear Kevin Durant complaining about not winning basketball games again, I'm going to laugh hysterically, because this just isn't. I don't know. I don't know what this is. You're not really in a good position with the team that you're currently on. We can, restart that whole championship run you were on 5 years ago, or 6 years, 7 years ago now it was, or you can continue floundering about the NBA.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think that this Jimmy trade, that's not gonna, because one thing that on back to Draymond, one thing Jimmy's not gonna let you do. You're not talking to Jimmy like that.
Now you believe that. You believe that Draymond Green gonna pull his punches for
No. I think Draymond Green's going to be Draymond Green regardless of who the fuck he plays with. He's not changing his character for anybody. What I'm saying is Jimmy's just not going to be that bitch that just curls back in a shell.
No, and I don't think, first of all, that's what Kevin Durant does.
I agree.
I don't think that's what Draymond Green wants you to do. I think he wants that to be met. I think he wants a response from it, not for you to cower or to try to fight him over it. He's trying to invoke a response. Now, is it always the right move, depending on the person, as you said? Maybe not. But I just think as men, as testosterone producing individuals, we need to get back to a time where I can yell at you to invoke a response, where I can light a fire under your ass without you crumbling.
Can I say something on that?
And all this other stuff.
And I don't want to make it sound like, and maybe I came in my delivery or whatever that I'm against it. I'm not, because even again, I know I always refer back to my own coaching, but that's just the perfect example for me. When I'm coaching with the boys, there are practices. Obviously, we'll have our scrimmages or whatever. They are getting at each other, and I encourage it. I encourage for them to hold each other accountable. I encourage for them to go at one another or whatever like that. So no, I definitely encourage that. I just think that there is a level before it is like for example, I can give you an even better example. We had a post player on our team named Marcel, and Marcel was a damn good post player, but Marcel's mouth, bro, his mouth, he had came into the team. Now, remind you, my boys had been together since 6th grade. They are freshmen at this point, sophomores. He came into an already functioning family, and was at odds almost every game with my point guard, almost every game. And if my point guard passing the ball and he wasn't ready for it, didn't catch it in the middle of the game, man, this nigga don't see you. No. You got to go, because and that's not just after one game. We've had several conversations, but it led to a physical altercation between the two of them at a different state. So I'm like, at a certain level, I encourage it. But then once you get to that cancer, no, you can't break up a happy home.
Man, he got a response from Jordan Poole and punched him. Yep.
Not the same thing. Not the same thing. If I'm yelling to you in the middle of a game and I'm trying to like get something out of you, that's obviously not something that I'm saying like. Maybe the B word was too far. Okay, some people that's a line for people. I get that. I do understand that. It's just the understanding that like we're here for a common goal. Okay, if you are not holding up your end of the bargain or you're not delivering on something, I should be able to push you. I should be able to
I
make
agree
it
with that.
uncomfortable for you as a teammate, as a coach, somebody who's in the foxhole with you. The Jordan Poole thing was two grown ass men in a dispute, and Jordan Poole, and if he didn't want what he got, keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. If he didn't want what was happening,
You're so Dr. Umar. You're repeating yourself to emphasize it. Yes. If you didn't want it, keep your hands to yourself.
put your hands up like that and turn around. Let somebody break you up. The last thing I'm doing to somebody that I don't want to fight is chucking them in the chest. Y'all do that to somebody on the street and see what happened to you.
Yeah,
You
like
know
I said,
what?
I encourage that. I encourage the accountability and holding each other accountable and the fussing and arguing. Like I said, because like I see what Cleve 17 said about people being soft and sensitive. I say that all the time to my boys. Stop being soft. Stop being soft about the situation. Stop being, like I'm always telling them that. So it's not that I'm not like pushing that, because I am, but it's at the same time I'm also trying to keep the ship above water. You just can't have some of that shit, bro. We can't have 9 of us rowing while you drilling holes in the goddamn boat.
See, I think the bigger issue comes when that guy's rowing in a different direction.
He took your analogy. He said, "No, I'm gonna form it from my own narrative."
I think the bigger problem was when somebody's rowing in the wrong direction. See,
Yeah.
if you got somebody,
Not when you got all 9 motherfuckers
somebody
rowing
on
in the
the
right
boat-
direction.
and they just not rowing, okay, yeah, they not putting in their effort, you know what I'm saying? It ain't helping, but it ain't necessarily hurting. You got motherfucker up there at the top of the boat going the opposite way. That's gonna mess some stuff up.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about the guy who's going away from less competitive things, who's taking the team's mind off of basketball or on him, or trying to put the focus on him. I don't think that's, for much as what we say about Draymond, I just don't think that that's the aim when he does.
I don't think that's his aim. I don't think that's his aim. I just think that
for Olympic gold medals, sometimes you just want to fish.
I just think he's a chaos lord. I think that he is he loves and thrives in chaos. And again, when it's toward the niggas in the opposite jersey, I'm all for it. I'm right there. I'm because I love, like, it's just no different than Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman was that dude. It's gonna get in your ear, whisper some shit, bark it or whatever, do some crazy. I love it when it's toward the opposite niggas.
We jump over to a tweet that I had earlier today, and I was hoping to share it with you guys. I put a challenge. I thought I would get GIFs galore, and I didn't. But the question was, what would Toussaint's reception be if Nakia took him to Wakanda?
This is my son, Toussaint.
And how would he?
I haven't seen this since the November 2022. Don't play that.
Well, I asked people to answer the question with their GIFs. I got one from Rosales Comics from here. I think it's from Neighborhood. GIF that I got was from Rashad, who hit me with the most man in the world. Oh dear Lord. That was all of the GIFs that I got. I thought there more though. Come on, guys. It's that's all I got. That was fun.
Yeah.
We good? We good today? Huh? Oh, Grammys.
I like these sports segments. We should do these more. That's fun. That's fun. I can talk. That's fun. That's fun. Talking sports is fun.
How many
debating with people that ain't
passionate?
gonna get in their feelings is also fun.
A Lakers convo, a Raptors convo, a Warriors convo. But then after that, like, who's really getting fueled up to go 10 minutes on a sports conversation? You think we're gonna talk that way about the Super Bowl tomorrow? You're not even gonna watch.
I'm not. I don't
yeah.
care about football like that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably, like I said, we'll talk about the halftime show.
Talk about halftime.
We'll just find pockets, I guess, where it's relevant to what we're talking about.
How will what's his name dress? What will he wear? Canadian tuxedo again?
That was crazy
What's
to
his
me.
name?
I didn't even know that was a thing. The Canadian tuxedo. I had to have it explained to me after the fact. Kendrick is the biggest secret troll I think that there is. Like he's trolling when you don't even know that he's trolling.
I noticed it. It was very obvious, but again,
Did you know it? I
Well,
hadn't. Obviously, I wouldn't. You know, I'm not. You know.
yeah, but you also
They-
expect
they-
to know JBP, so I'm gonna make you feel very sad for not knowing what a Canadian tuxedo is.
Yeah.
They asked him, I guess today, what fans and viewers can expect from his halftime show. He said storytelling.
Huh.
So
he wants the Emmy too.
So whatever it is,
start with like that. Move on to 616 in L. I mean Euphoria, then 616 in LA, then meet the Grams. Finish that thing off with Not Like Us, and then obviously SZA's there, so we got to hit up. You know, I got to hit up the 30 for 30s. You know what I'm saying? We got to hit up the Luther, obviously. You know, about a 15 minute set. We can do that.
you think he does meet the Grams?
Hey, everybody asking about Not Like Us. What if he does meet the Grams?
That's what I'm saying. You think he does meet the Grams? Meet the Grams is
You
diabolical.
gave birth to a master manipulator. Like on the Super Bowl stage, talking to
Bruh.
Drake's mom by name. I don't
Talking
think
to his son. Tell your daddy to play this back when you're 18. Give you somebody a man to look up to. All that shit. If he plays Meet the Grams,
you need a mentor, give you good leadership. Because your daddy don't teach you shit.
I'm thinking about what words he's gonna change. He's not gonna say, "Why are you trolling?" Like "Aren't you tired?" Because that's a
just
swear
bleep it
word.
out.
It'll get bleeped out, or it'll get cut out, and maybe they'll cut out more longer pieces if Drake's
or
got
maybe it's kind of like what Josh was saying. Maybe he just lets the crowd do it, because if the Grammys is any evidence of anything, those weren't just like obviously they're fans of Kendrick, but these are also people that are in the same line of work that he is in music. So if they were all in there, they not like in the same room, in the same faces, that same stage that Drake himself has accepted Grammys on. These same people are now minor and
A minor.
Yeah, so if the Grammys crowd was doing it, I highly bet the Super Bowl
Put the
crowd,
microphone up and let the crowd take it away.
and they probably will. I mean, he did it at his Amazon Prime, the Prime show, when he went,
Don't tell
5,
no lies
6
about me,
encores.
and I won't tell the truth about you. It got so loud.
Yep.
So the Grammys was exceptional, and you guys wish I had a camera set up so I can see everything from him standing up to I just bumped into someone, let me pick up the piece that I just dropped by accident, just so that he can delay his entrance longer, so that the music would still play the ending of that verse with the A minor, They Not Like Us. He did everything to walk slowly. He was hugging that model in the blue dress, who I don't think she was a celebrity or nothing. He just wanted to make sure he was acknowledging everyone on stage to eat away 3 more extra seconds so that the whole song could play. I saw Taylor Swift dancing. When Beyonce and the camera got on Beyonce, she was like, and then you can read Blue Ivy's lips because she was still on the screen a little bit. Everyone was singing it. Then there's alternate angles which came on from phone cameras. You can see Cynthia Erivo with the A minor. Everybody loved it. Lucian Grange high-fiving Jay-Z. You guys see that?
That was nuts. That's insane. Lucian Grange to Jay-Z high five is crazy. You're right to talk about his walk up. The only thing is I don't think that was him. I think that most of the time when they play the song, they'll play the hook. They play the hook. Even the 20 seconds of it they played wasn't from the hook. It was from the second verse. They made sure the A minor thing played.
Actually, wait. The first time he won the award for the Song of the Year, they played the first part. The second time, the one Diana Ross, when he was in that, they played the second verse of that song.
Why would you do that at any point? Why wouldn't you just run the hook back again?
Yeah.
They made sure the A minor part got heard. He may have aided it by how long he got up to, but again, they made sure that it was going to play. So it's like he ain't got no friends, y'all. It's a reason why he doing 12,000 seat venues in New Zealand. He doesn't have any friends right now.
Yeah. It would be probably best, as we've said before, for Drake to Stop the shows in Australia. Stop the lyric changing. Stop the hurt feelings and being in your feelings. And even though LeBron is, being petty back with him, posting shit on his Instagram and whatnot, but he probably needs to lay low for a while, not be seen.
What was post on Instagram?
Oh, he posted how great Kendrick's, how he's looking forward to how great Kendrick's halftime show is going to be.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess that's a dig. But if he posted LeBronto, then I would be offended too.
So yeah, he probably needs to just
salute to Doechii, salute to the winners. Beyonce finally got her album of the year, and that's
and they are upset
Cowboy
about
Carter.
that.
Oh, they big up. They big man.
Man, they are mad about that.
Looking forward to those
Robert
W's.
De Niro's brother made a whole video going off about that.
Did he?
Fox News went a whole talking about how do you have Dolly Parton and all these people and she doesn't, she's never even and that this is a disgrace. And the thing about it, the people that are talking about it are talking as if they really know the ins and outs of the Grammys. But I'm here to let people know when it comes to votes for the Grammys, you're voted in by your peers. These aren't outside votes. These are the people that are within the music industry that are making these votes. So these aren't like, because the Fox News director or Fox News analyst said, so Lady Gaga's cat sitter voted for Beyonce. No. If you can't, me, no one watching can vote for anybody to win in the Grammys. It's a vote of your peers. So her peers, everyone attending in the Grammys and nominated, voted Beyonce to win that. So you can be as mad as you want, but she won.
13,000 voting members, baby.
Yeah.
It's almost as if they don't understand that they got country music from black people.
Right. Well, they like to take it all and say that they that it was theirs once theirs. I just shared a post about that on Instagram about Cowboys, how they whitewashed Cowboys and da 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 da. So yeah.
They're not a colleague, they're a colonizer.
For sure. But is that our show?
I think so.
All right. Well, as always, we do appreciate every single one of you that were in attendance tonight. I think we reached up to almost a little over 90, almost 100. We're almost getting that. We're retaining almost the same number of audience members. So we definitely appreciate all of you guys coming in and the new audience members. If you like what you saw tonight, you can subscribe to our respective channels. Marcus, where can they find you?
Go ahead and follow me over at Back of the Bus Podcast. You can find me there on Sundays live and every day throughout the week, Monday through Friday. On there with Josh, giving culture takes, politics, sports, whole gambit. Come check us out.
And Chill, where can they find you?
Well, Chillmonger's where you can see me talking about Black Panther stuff along with K-Dot earlier this week. I talked a lot about Jonathan Majors, so look out for me. Blue joined me, so salute to him. Salute to all of the companions that I've been making here on YouTube. There's too many to name. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Lots of friends made. Yeah, we definitely appreciate all of you guys. Like I said, if you like what you saw, you can like and subscribe to all of our channels. Like this video, we are here every Thursday for a Pantheon stream, and you can find me on Planet Fanatics Monday through Friday doing live streams and sometimes those individual edited videos when I feel like it. But we appreciate all of you guys being here. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Josh, take us away.
Hey, Pantheon viewers, we're the Spoiler Kings. Come check us out because we're live right now.
And we are talking about the new trailers. We're reviewing new movies and breaking down the new TV shows.
So once you're done here, just tune into the Spoiler Kings. Come join in the fun.
Hold up, Spoiler Kings. Look, I'm happy for y'all, and that's cool. But a Pantheon stream ain't over until I say it's over, okay? So on that note, we out.